night she'll be throwing the bash. I need a woman who'll treat me right. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman I can call my own. She got the love the blues and she'll buy me home. She'll tie me up at night and make me say when the sun comes up we'll do it all again. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman who wanna treat me right. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. Well, my days are numbered and I'll tell you why. All the pretty girls keep walking on by, looking and smiling and winking to me. I got a woman who won't let me be. I need a woman who will squeeze Trash and stock arrangements, paying on dues, scraping for coin and rock the blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Growls, hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, a last pull from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, fading through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
All right, all right, all right. It's the Zach Waldman Show. We're live. And in case you're wondering who I am, I'm Zach Waldman. I don't know what it takes to, figure that out, but there's my name. I almost pointed that way. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Exotic Gamer, first in the room. Let's have some fun tonight. Get some laughs going. Turn off the heat. I had my heat on by accident. I was like, why am I hot? Oh, it's because the heat is on. And I'm not supposed to have the heat on because it's not cold in here. How's everybody doing? It was a nice weekend. I hope you had a nice weekend as well. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me if you would. We're just getting started. That would be delightful if you would hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Hit the little notification bell. Choose all. And make sure you hit that way you'll know when I upload new videos or go live. Let's see, let me pack a new bowl here. I've been good on my cutting back on weed. I've hardly smoked any, relatively speaking. I smoked a bowl with coffee today, and I'm going to smoke a bowl with you people. I do that for you. I do that so that the show will be funny. If I don't do that, the show will suck. So I am doing this for you, my friends. Not because I want to. I don't want to smoke pot. But I want to put on a good show. So, hey, what's the difference between an illusionist and a magician, Zach? The size of their bank account. I am an illusionist. Oh, you're a millionaire magician? That is correct. There's really no difference, Exotic Gamer. To answer your question, when people use the term illusionist with magicians, they're usually referring to magicians who do large stage productions. So like sawing a woman in half or levitating a woman or getting a woman to go out with you. Three impossible things for magicians. Well, one of those is impossible. The other one's very possible. It's interesting. Magicians can levitate a woman, cut her in half, put them back together. They just can't get one to go out with them. So, but yeah, illusionists are usually people that do like that. Yeah, you think of like a lot of the boxes and like Copperfield or Siegfried and Roy or Doug Henning or Chris Angel or let's see. I'm trying to name people you actually would have heard of because I came a lot of illusionists you've never heard of, like John Chirac, who's great. I like John Chirac. And of course, there's Rick Thomas. You might know him. He used to headline in Vegas. And they make the lions appear and lots of boxes and all that kind of stuff. That's usually what somebody means when they say an illusionist. But the truth is, like my pal Lou Serrano, he's a close-up magician, and his intro says, "Watch Lou perform the." He performs the. I'm gonna fuck up the way he says it, but it's something like specializing in illusion. The illusion performed close up. What is it? What the fuck does that faggot say? Zach Waldman. That's me. I'm Zach. Lou Serrano. The art of I don't. It's some fucking gay fucking thing he says. Lou's awesome, but what can you do? All my friends are fucking gay because most of them are magicians, and the ones that aren't gay, they're fucking degenerates, and those are the comedian friends. And if they're not gay or degenerates, they're probably both, in which case those are my poker playing friends. So there you go. Swan from Clive Barker, Lord of Illusion. Yeah, Lord of Illusions was that was filmed in the Magic Castle. I am the Lord of Illusion. I haven't seen that movie in years. That was a good one. The Lord of Illusion. So let's jump into it, right? Oh, I didn't smoke the bowl yet. Jesus Christ. Jesus Waldman. Oh. So like the movie, there's secret rooms in the Magic Castle. Let's see. How do you define secret? I mean, I guess the short answer is yes. That place is got all kinds of hallways and coves and stuff. Yeah, I would say it's a fair assessment to say the Magic Castle has secret rooms and shit. There's a lot of things about the Magic Castle that are secretive. Like I'll give you an example. You're not allowed inside of our library unless you're one of the magician members. So, I mean, you could look at the outside of it. That's sort of a secret, right? It's like that's sort of a secret room. And there's other examples too. There's rooms like, you know, that people might not realize, oh, you can get there from here. And here's a little room you never knew existed. There's places in the castle, there's parts of the castle I've never been to. What's up, Jordan? Here we are, Jordan Palmer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's do a story. Easy story to warm up with. Teens are putting their social media info into pants pockets at stores. And let me answer Exotic Gamer's question first. I didn't know. I thought we were done with the castle. The skeleton playing the piano in the movie, is that real at the Magic Castle? I have not seen that movie in a long time. I don't remember a skeleton playing the piano. But what we do have at the Magic Castle is we have a piano with an invisible piano player named Irma. And she also has an invisible bird in a bird cage. So there's a bird cage, and she's invisible. Her bird's invisible, and it's in a little area that's part of the main bar. It's like a separate room. Um, Not a separate room. It's like you're at the main bar, and it's a long bar, and you go around through a hallway into another room that is on the opposite side of the bar. So it is another room, but you could see back and forth. Anyway, uh, in that room, Irma, if you go up to the piano and you go up to Irma and you name a song, she'll play pretty much anything you name. I mean, she doesn't know every song, but she's been dead for years, so she's had time to learn most of them. And if you put a little tip in her bird cage, her invisible bird will swing back and forth and tweet to show appreciation. So there's not a skeleton sitting at the piano, it's just a piano with an empty seat that moves on its own. Well, not really on its own. I mean, it looks like it's moving on its own, but it's Irma the ghost is sitting in it. So that's why it's moving, because she's a ghost. You can't see her. So, yeah, we do have a piano that'll play anything you name, and we do have a ghost piano player, no skeleton. All right. All right, take two. Yeah, where is this from? This is what's the name of this web? Scary Mommy? Is that the name? I've never heard of Scary Mommy. Jesus Christ. All right, from Scary Mommy, which is a really bizarre name for a website. I never heard of Scary Mommy. Teens are putting their social media info in a pants pockets at stores. And I think this is great. And I'm going to explain to you how everything old is new again. This is written by Colleen Dilthey Thomas. Dilthey? If your middle name was Dilthey, would you go out of your way to make sure everybody knew it? Or would you just be Colleen Thomas? Hey, CT, what can I do for you, Chief? We got a hot story for you, CT. It's all about kids. Kids are what it's all about these days. Oh, I know what you're saying, Chief. What's the story? Well, the kids, they're putting their social media info in pants, pockets, and stores. I'm on it, Chief. Go get 'em, CT. I had two voices going at the beginning of that, and then I forgot whose voice was whose, and then I just did one voice for both characters. But the point is, Dilthay, dill they, dill pickle they. All right, whatever. Picture it, Christmas morning. Your family's gathered around the tree, tossing wrapping paper, and putting bows on their heads. Hey, hey, hey! None of that tomfoolery. Not on Christmas at my house. What are you doing? No tomfoolery. Everyone's having a great time, enjoying their gifts. Your 12-year-old son. Okay, right there. I don't want any kids. I don't have any kids. So you've just turned this into a nightmare for me. Why do I have a 12-year-old son? Where did he come from? Did I just find out about him? This sounds like the worst Christmas I've ever had in my life so far. Okay, but your 12-year-old son opens up a pair of athletic pants? What are athletic pants? Okay. I can't just say like sweatpants. He tries them on, but then again, she says her middle name unnecessarily. He tries them on and puts his hands in his pockets and grabs his cock. Inside, he finds a card. Thinking it's a tag, he tosses it on the ground. You pick it up, realizing it's actually a link to a Snapchat profile. Curious, you grab your phone and end up at a young girl's page, huh? What's this all about? Evidently, this is a thing. There are TikTok videos of teenage girls stuffing cards with their personal info in a pants, shorts, even underwear in sporting goods stores. This is how they're getting followers, random people. There's so much wrong here. Where do I even start? Well, I disagree with you that there's anything wrong here. So I'm going to stop you before I listen to your insanity. Oop. Now, maybe at some point in this story, the author is going to give me some lines that were crossed. But before I continue with the story, I just want to say this is a very old idea and one that I kind of forgot about. And it's reminding me that I should do it again. But this is guerrilla marketing 101. You know, I learned this, I think, from some paperback book I bought at like Barnes and Noble in 1997. What people used to do years ago is they would, well, there's different versions of this, but one great one, and so I'm going to give you a great idea here. The problem with this idea is there's hardly any bookstores left, and people aren't buying books. Like, I love bookstores. I never buy a fucking book. I browse the bookstore, see a bunch of stuff I want, and then I get the digital version of it. I love books. I love being surrounded by books, but I'm also into minimalism. And I'm like, I would rather have the I'd rather have a whole library on my phone or on my hard drive or in the cloud and be able to take notes and access it anytime than have these things that are just taking up space and need to be dusted and anyway. So back then though, you would have like here's one example. You'd make a bookmark, a custom bookmark with all of your business info. So let's say you were an attorney. You would make a bookmark and say, oh, uh injured, call personal, call personal injury attorney. uh I am a crook, Esquire. And at 911 911 911, please help me. uh I accidentally started dating an attorney. How do I get out of this relationship? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Anybody watching this knows I don't think attorneys are human, even though some of my best friends are attorneys. I love them, but I'm not sure that they're human. They're attorneys after all. Anywho, you take the bookmark and you go into you get them printed up. You get a thousand bookmarks made. What does that cost you? A nickel. And then you go to the bookstore and you start shoving your bookmarks in all of the books, especially for your target market, man. Maybe people that are looking for legal help. Like, what if you were a fitness instructor and you made a bookmark, Zach's boot camp for only $99 a month? I'll bang you all the time until you're thin. You'll never be allowed to eat anything but cock. And anyway, but you get my point. And you get your personal training bookmark, and then you go to the gym section of the bookstore, all the workout diet stuff is, and you shove your bookmark in between, like in the middle of all of the exercise and diet books. Then people buy the book, they get home and they go, oh, look, there was a bookmark in here. I didn't even notice. Oh, look at that. This bookmark was left here by a trainer. It's old school marketing. I'm just saying that this article already is like, there's so much wrong with this. Where do I start? I don't know what these dipshits did. We're going to read the article and see how they managed to make this inappropriate. But this is a great idea. This is guerrilla marketing. It's not a new idea, it's an old idea. And I think it's awesome that young TikTokers are doing this old school marketing. Talk about you. If there's kids doing that, obviously there are, you should recruit those kids to do sales for you. You should be like, like, let's say you're the parents of one of these TikTokers and you find out your daughter's doing this. Samantha, well, her name's not Samantha, not in 2021. What's her name? It's going to be like, Crystal Blue Persuasion. Would you come downstairs, please? Crystal Blue Persuasion. We have a problem. You were caught putting your TikTok info and social media info into underwear at Victoria's Secret. So while we admire your go-gettedness, we don't approve of this for a number of reasons. But what we'd like to do is we'd like to get you a job doing sales. Instead of going to store stuffing things with your personal info, you could stay home and just make phone calls all day, or send emails, or whatever it is we're going to figure out for you. Like, channel that energy. Although I don't even think you need to. It's a great idea. Okay, let's go on with the article and see how they got this. Okay, so what is this here? Okay, so the very first, this looks like the first example. Aqua's T13, how to get a boyfriend 101, single ladies for you, viral, hashtag dicks, sporting goods, snap at desperate, Mallory, whatever, at Amanda, whatever, single ladies, the superstars kid. So the above scenario happened this Christmas to this son of a friend of mine. The pants, this is going back to the pants story at Christmas. He had his sweatpants. Pants in question were a youth large. This car was intended for a young person to find. So let's say that the linked profile is real. That means a teenage girl is out looking for male followers, kids or men who are not very big. Okay, let's address the creep factor first. But aren't there billboards for shit that you don't your that wouldn't be appropriate for your kid either? There's like billboards for gentlemen's clubs. But you're saying, let me go back there. You're saying that they were targeting somebody young. And but the girl is young too, right? They're saying that up here that you end up at a young girl's Snapchat page when you go to the profile. I don't know. So young girls that are looking for boys their age? I don't know. Is that wrong? So it says this means a teenage girl is out looking for male followers. Yeah, her age. Kids or men who are not very big. A youth large. I don't. Let's address the creep factor first. There's no guarantee those pants going home to a teenager. There's also no guarantee person who finds them isn't a total whack job. But Snapchat's profiles are out there for any whack job to find anyway. By putting that card in a random pair of pants, this girl's opening herself up to a world where she probably isn't ready. Even if the profile is set to private, she's intending to add total strangers to her account. That's scary stuff. Maybe she's just a little slut in training. Some girls are slutty early. I don't know. What if, in fact, it does end up in some creeps' hands? There are so many. Most guys are creeps. What can I tell you? Not me, of course. There are so many scenarios that could play out here. It's terrifying. It's dangerous. Sex trafficking is very real. It's happening every day. Well, okay, this is making more sense now. So now I realize this person is actually worried about the girls who are doing this, not the people whom are receiving it. I get it now. You see it on the news all the time. Young girls go missing, lured away by adults that they think they can trust. As adults, we know it's pretty easy to get information online. A couple of Google searches, you can find out just about anything about anyone. When young people start getting involved in social media, they're creating their online footprint. It needs to be done carefully, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't want my daughters putting cards in underwear boxes with links to her social media. Granted, she's only 4. Where does this stuff? Okay, again, maybe they're going about this in the wrong way. Maybe you say to them, hey, you know what you're doing is actually a really old school marketing idea. And how are you making money from your Snapchat? Why are you doing this? What is the goal? Maybe you just needs an error correction is what I'm saying. You don't have to freak out about it. Just fix it a little bit. There's memes that say things like how girls dress today versus how they dressed when I was a kid. Stark difference between the two. Oh, brother. This person says, in the 90s, overalls and flannels. Yeah, for the grunge crowd and for ugly girls. What about the 80s and all the music videos were all full of hot chicks? And 80s was all about looking as hot as you could. The grunge was the ugly people's answer to glamour. They're like, hey, we can't be beautiful and dress nice, so we're going to make it cool to be ugly and dress like shit. As a mom of 3 boys, how many kids are you going to have? Jesus Christ. I want them to respect girls. I don't want them to equate their worth to the physical, but I'm naive. I know what boys like. And I know what guys want. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like and guys want. Guys want me. Anyway, sorry. I'm like William Shatner saying the words of songs. It's normal. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just entering the teenage world with my oldest son. Blah, blah, blah. What do we do to help our kids? I just told you what to do. You say, hey, man, what you're doing is marketing and you don't know it. And it's old school marketing and you don't know it. But the way you're doing it is a little dangerous and you're opening up yourself to some weird shit. So you know what? In other words, take an interest in your fucking kids' lives. You know, this is why I don't have kids because I don't want to be interested in anybody else's life. Oh, I'll be interested in your life if you're like, an adult, because then you're interesting. But I don't want to be interested in what kids are interested in because kids are retarded. They're kids. They don't know anything. 2-year-olds can't read. Fucking idiots. Barely form a sentence. All right. So this all comes again from the Scary Mommy website, which, what is that about? Scary Mommy. Let's just click on that real quick because I'm dying to know what Scary Mommy's about. Is there a thing that says like okay, it's obviously a site it's like a parenting site. I just want to know why they call themselves Scary Mommy. You know what? I'm sure a chick came up with it. It's probably not funny. So who gives a fuck? Speaking of retards, Haley Deegan, whom I've never heard of, apologizes to everyone who was offended by her use of slur during Twitch stream. Ooh, what did she do during her Twitch stream? And who is she? And I'm sure she's clearly more popular than me, which makes me maybe the biggest loser on the internet. It's fucking amazing. I don't punch myself repeatedly in the face every time I look in the mirror. This was written by Nick Bromberg. That's a good name, strong name, Nick Bromberg. Don't make me drop the Bromberg on ya. I'm as cold as ice, but as strong as a Brom. What's a Brom? You don't want to find out. Nick Bromberg, private eye, reporter on the side. Nick Bromberg. Okay. NASCAR driver Haley Deegan apologized to everyone who was offended by it for saying the R word during a Sunday night Twitch stream. And right there is when I knew I had to do this story for my viewers. You will never hear me say the anything word and say it with the first letter. I am not a child. I am an adult. I don't believe in bad words. I believe in bad intentions. I believe in malice, malevolence, even cruelty, all of the above. I believe in the thesaurus. And I believe in having a book that will give you a list of words with other words that mean the same thing. Basically, a book of synonyms. I don't know what you would call that other than a thesaurus. And that takes us full circle, my friends. What is another word for thesaurus? Tyrannosaurus? Anyway, never claimed to be anything but sophomoric on this show, so if you're ashamed right now, maybe you're even giggling a bit. I hope you're ashamed too. But I refused. I'm not saying the R word. If you say the R word to me, if you go, my friend really offended me, he said the R word, I'm going to go, did you just say the R word? You're a retard. Hello, Miss B. Welcome to the chat. Deegan, who is streaming for the first time on her Twitch channel. First time out of the gate, got in trouble. Broadcasting a virtual race she was participating in. She was talking on her microphone over caution and used the slur. It's not a slur to ask about a driver who was behind her. Earlier tonight, I used an insensitive word during an online race being broadcast on Twitch. You know what? I'm already really proud of her, though, because she used the word broadcast correctly. I once heard Howard Stern try to figure out whether or not broadcasted was a word. Here's a little hint: it's not. It is not a word. And the fact that the guy who is the most important person in the history of radio, aside from Marconi, didn't know that the past tense of broadcast was not broadcasted, I thought was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious Baldwin. But Haley Deegan, whose name just for some reason when I glance at makes me think of Haagen Dazs, and I would like to lick her face, uh, and every other part of. Listen, here's the point. She used the word broadcast correctly. It was an inappropriate slang and a stupid thing to do. I apologize to everyone who was offended by it. I'm sorry I was being a retard. There's no excuse for it. And I know I have to do better for my sponsors and my fans. You can listen to Deegan's use of the slur below. NSFW language, not safe for work. Holy shit, guys. I hope you all can handle this. I hope everybody, I'm giving you a warning before I play this video. If you're easily offended, leave the stream. I can only beg that you leave the stream. All right? All right.
This is.
Are you sure? Wait. Are you sure you can handle this? I don't want this to be like, if you ever saw something horrible on the internet that you wish you never saw, and you wished you could take it back because it still horrifies you when you think about it in your mind's eye. I don't want that to be you. So please, for the love of all that you hold sacred, for the love of whomever your God, whatever your God is, please look away, close your ears, because someone you've never heard of in a sport that I do every day living in LA, the sport of driving, used a slur.
This is fun. Oh, hey, who's the retard behind me? Don't do that, please.
Oh my God.
This is fun. Oh, hey, who's the retard behind me? Don't do that,
Oh,
please.
she said it again.
This is fun. Oh, hey, who's the retard behind me? Don't do
Why,
that, please.
why does she keep saying it?
This is fun. Oh, hey, who's the retard behind me? Don't do that, please.
I one time said the exact same words. I said, "Oh, this is fun. Whoa. Who's the retard behind me doing that?" Except it was a threesome. And I don't know what was going on back there. I didn't even want to look. I was having fun one second, the next moment, and I got to tell you, everybody at the orgy was offended. They were like, "Hey, you can have sex with my wife in front of me, but don't use the R word. I mean, do your drugs, drink your drinks, bang my wife and my best friend's wife. We'll watch. But just because somebody tickles your anus and you weren't expecting it, don't call that person the R word. We have standards at this orgy." All right. NASCAR said Monday afternoon Deegan would have to go through sensitivity training ahead of the 21 season. Holy fuck. NASCAR has gone woke. There's been evidence of that before. Sensitivity training. Ford, which signed Deegan to be part of its driver development program ahead of the 20 season, issued a statement Monday morning about her slur. I have no chance. If this is the standards for life, I've got no chance of anybody ever. I have to make it on my own. Holy fuck. We're aware of this inappropriate comment, the automaker said via NBC Sports. Haley immediately acknowledged this mistake, has apologized and promised to be much more thoughtful in the future. Deegan, 19, Jesus Christ, is the daughter of motocross legend Brian Deegan, one of the Beach Boys, and is already one of the more popular drivers in NASCAR, despite making just one truck series start. Oh, so she's the NASCAR equivalent of Anna Kournikova. Is that her name? Anna Kournikova? the that hot chick tennis player that they you call some people mistakenly think it's ace king. That's the Anna Kournikova in poker. That's not actually accurate. In poker, an Anna Kournikova hand is a hand that looks pretty but doesn't play very well. So something like queen king offsuit, out of position, when there's like a raise and a re-raise ahead of you, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's two big cards, queen king, but looks pretty, but won't play well in that situation. She raced in NASCAR's ARCA Series in 20, finished third in the point standings with four top five finishes in 20 races. She's set to run a full season in the Truck Series in 21 as she works her way up the NASCAR ladder. Deegan became the first woman to win a NASCAR ARCA Series race in 18 when she won a West Series race. Deegan and Gracie Trotter had a jiu-jitsu competition, which she got crushed in. Won her first race in 20 in the ARCA West Series. A lot of this I don't care about. It's a better sport than soccer, but I don't really care about NASCAR. This is without a ride. Other drivers who got in trouble for saying stuff. Well, hey, look, that's the bottom line. NASCAR has gone woke. And let's watch NASCAR go broke. The scary thing is the whole get woke, go broke thing won't be true if every corporation gets in on it and they continue to bankrupt everybody in the country to the point that every American is now working for like Amazon or like one of six companies, and there's some kind of new feudal system that and we enter a new era of slavery, then in which case the woke people have won, and I guess modernism and communism is won. What do you think? Do you think it's possible for NASCAR to get woke and go broke, or is it too popular, fan base too strong that even when they get woke, that the fans will just keep showing up? And by the way, do you think anybody would ever try to have some other competing version of NASCAR, kind of like Parler tried to compete with Twitter? Imagine that. There's like, what would you call a different NASCAR? It would be like, I don't know. Let's see. Rocket League. All we care about is going fast, not political correctness, not your gender. Can you go fast? Whoever goes fastest, that's who we root for. And No Scar. Oh, that's pretty good. Harold Wolf, welcome to the chat. No Scar. That's pretty good. Are you sick of NASCAR being woke? Welcome to No Scar. And then it's like, and then you find out that it starts to get popular, but then somebody in No Scar says something that people don't like, and then they remove the racetrack, and they're like, hey, you told us to start our own racing organization, and we did, but now you won't let us race anywhere. You took away our racetrack, and you won't give us a permit. So where do we go now? Like BLM land? So I guess that's the question of the day. Will the racist justice warriors, the cult of wokeness, the religion of wokeness, the mind virus, will NASCAR be a victim of it, or will it continue to thrive despite it? So at least we got one story out of here tonight. How's everybody doing? Harold, nice to see you. Here, you want to do a little hypocrisy news, or a little maybe not hypocrisy news. This is more like use news where science is only relevant when it fits your narrative. You guys will like this. This is an old story now. When I say old, I mean we've seen a million versions of this already. This is just the latest. And let me hit this bowl real quick. I would love it if you guys would hit that thumbs up button for me. That would be really nice. And if you would subscribe, let people know I'm live right now. Share it and hit that notification bell. Choose all, and you'll know when I upload a new video or when I go live. If you really want to support me, go to zachwaldman.com/fans. And you'll find that there's you could join the fan club where I teach you magic tricks and bar bets, and you get access to exclusive uncensored content. But also you totally lost my train of thought. You could join the Zach Waldman fan club there, but I know what I was going to say. Even if you don't join the fan club, there's a whole bunch of things you can do there that are completely free to support me. As a matter of fact, the price of Bitcoin tanked a little bit, which I was happy to see. I might buy like let's say Jordan were to donate 40 more. You put I bet in yet? A bet on predictit.org. I got several bets. We're going to go over predictit.org today. I was thinking if goofing on SJWs doesn't prove to be a good niche, maybe being the guy who does predict it. What a fucking stupid name for a website. Predict it. But what I'm thinking is like, I was just kidding, Jordan, but I was going to say if I had an extra $40, and maybe I might do it anyway. Let me take a look at the price of Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look. Well, it's here. So right now, this is my Bitcoin portfolio. It's worth $75.09. So one Bitcoin is worth just over $36,000. If so it lost about it went down by about 4 or 5,000. Let's see here. Is this just, it went down even more. Man, I wish I knew it went down. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to tank, and it did. It went down to $30,000. I wish I'd put 40 more dollars in, and then it's recovering and it's going up. But it's still, I think it's going to, it always does this. It tanks huge and then goes up. And year after year, it's always higher. I'm going to put like another $50 in Bitcoin. So remember, I started with 39. I got 75 now. You know, as you can see, there's my $75. But I started with $39 from a donation from Jordan Palmer. When he donated it to me via PayPal, I just stuck it. I'm like, you know what? I want some Bitcoin. I actually read an article where they were saying, you know, you should go ahead and get like $100 worth of Bitcoin just because it's just $100 and it's fun to be in the game. They said exactly what I said. If you want to do that, go to zachwaldman.com/Coinbase. And if you click on that link and then you deposit $100 into your Bitcoin wallet and Coinbase, you and I will each get $10 in free Bitcoin. So if you got $100 that you want to just shove in there and watch grow, and even if you lose it, imagine it goes to zero and the bubble pops. Oh, you lost $100. But I mean, come on, don't be a pussy. It's $100. You spend that on sushi by yourself because you can't get a date, right? I'm looking at you. I don't know who I'm looking at. I'm not talking to anybody in particular. These are jokes. We're just having fun. This is supposed to just be fun. It's supposed to just be having a good time, living life. It's all it's supposed to be, my friends. No reason. No reason at all. I actually, okay, yeah. Okay, so here, check this out. From Best Life, the CDC director just predicted this will be the next surge event. This is written by John Quinn. When Quinn the Eskimo comes to town. Anyway, so on the 8th, we have over 300,000 daily coronavirus cases. It's for the first time since the start of the Rona pandemic. And Robert Redfield, Maryland director for CDC and prevention, was discussing the riots at the U.S. Capitol. Robert Redfield. He was discussing the riots at the U.S. Capitol. I mean, don't you mean, I'm sorry, you're calling them riots? Don't you mean mostly peaceful demonstrations? That's what you called it when BLM was doing it. Remember, I think extremism on both sides is abhorrent, but the left's inability to call out their own for doing despicable things is really a problem. It's a problem on both sides. The Republicans don't call out their own, and the left and the Democrats don't call out their own. I know so many Democrats that'll defend Obama, even though the kids in cages thing they're so upset about actually began under Obama and not Trump. I digress. Point is, this Robert Redfield from the CDC in Maryland is saying that I do think you have to anticipate that this is another surge event. You had largely unmasked individuals in a non-distanced fashion who were all through the Capitol. So basically what they're saying is we're going to have another surge event, and they're going to use it as an excuse to continue to lock us down. My memory was that during all of the mostly peaceful riots of BLM and Antifa and all of that, when everybody was going, they're all protesting, they're not wearing masks. They said that that was okay, that being outdoors and those people protesting, that wouldn't be a problem. Don't you guys remember that? They were like, no, this eating at a restaurant outside, that'll spread COVID. Violently protesting and looting and burning down businesses, that's mostly peaceful and that doesn't spread COVID. Oh, but if you're on the right and you riot, not that I'm defending it, Lord knows it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen, but that does spread it. So, okay, so if you want to not spread COVID, you've got to, burn, loot, murder, BLM. You got to riot, but you've got to do it on the right side, and then it doesn't spread COVID. But if you're on the wrong side and you riot, it does spread COVID. All right. Does everybody understand the guidance now from the CDC? And you're going to love this. And in reference, this is the scene in Tuscaloosa after Alabama won the college football playoff championship. So is this a surge event? Does this spread coronavirus, or is this isn't political, this is football. So if anybody could help me out and let me know, because to sum up, this is what I know. If you're Antifa, if you're on the left and you riot and loot and destroy businesses, does not spread COVID. If you're Nazis invading the U.S. Capitol, it does spread COVID. Okay? If you are eating outside at a restaurant, that spreads COVID. If you're eating outside, but you're part of a film production, does not spread COVID, even if it's right next to each other. Even if there's more people with the film crew than there would be at your restaurant with the outside seating, this makes perfect sense. So I understand all of this, but could somebody please explain to me football celebration? Now it's in the deep South. This is Alabama. So I'm going to say this spreads COVID. Had a football team in San Francisco won something, then would not spread COVID. I'm pretty sure. So if you have any further information for me, I'm trying to learn because Lord knows I don't want to spread COVID. So maybe you can help me. Any advice would be appreciated there. Nazis spread COVID, Antifa does not. Yeah, I might want to add that on there real quick. The easiest way to say this, Nazis spread COVID, Antifa does not. Antifa wears masks even when there isn't a pandemic. Exactly. What is up, Dub Style? Oh, that is a surge event. So Dub Style says it is a surge event. So this is a surge event. Okay. Just want to be sure. I want to make sure I'm understanding. I'm going to get it wrong. In Get Woke Go Broke news out of Yahoo Finance, remember Yahoo, the place that used to have a comment section and allowed free discourse on different articles, but got rid of it and no longer wants to have people exchanging ideas or even barbs sometimes. Instead, they'd like to control the narrative. Anywho, I digress. I should rename my show I Digress. Twitter shares tumble more than 10% after site permanently bans Trump. Written by Emily McCormick. I know her place, McCormick Place. I doubt this will, I bet this is a temporary tumble, unfortunately. I would love it if it went down 90% because everybody agreed that it was important to defend free speech. This is, I've had more than one person say to me, well, you know, Zach, Twitter is a private company. If they have every right to kick whomever they want off their platform. And these, of course, are people in my life that are pretty liberal. And I go, well, I didn't know you were a libertarian. Now you and I are seeing eye to eye because, you know, I always say I'm a small L libertarian. And they go, what do you mean? I go, well, it's their private business. So like restaurants, if they don't want to serve black people, they should be like, nah, sorry, you're not welcome here. It's private business and we don't want to serve black people. And not one person has had a retort to that. They're all like, oh, yeah, it's a monopoly. And the companies who try to compete with the monopoly have now taken away their, you know, they lost all their hosting services. So they go, Twitter, you know, if you don't like the rules of Twitter, build your own Twitter. So they built Parler. And Parler actually has censored people. They censored, what's that woman's name? Lynn, whatever, who like put out a death threat for Pence and they like kicked her off the platform or censored her or whatever. And so it's not like anything goes on Parler. I have an account on Parler because I wanted to make sure I owned my name. I don't think I've ever put a message on it or even read anything on it. I just was like, oh, there's this thing. Let me just register it. And also, I wanted to support alternative media. It's like, even if, you know, one of the reasons I didn't hang out on Parler is I knew it was really right wing, and I'm not right wing. So I didn't want to bathe in a right wing Twitter, but I also want to support alternative media since Twitter was censoring the right so heavily. And so they go, hey, build something to compete with Twitter. So they built Parler. And then they said, you know what? You're not even allowed to have Parler. Create your own hosting service. It's like, what? We have to get our own servers? Do we have to get our own internet too? And people cheering the suppression of speech. It's mind-boggling. I love Sacha Baron Cohen, but I couldn't believe that he was celebrating this. And he's just one of many people. And they're saying, but he's inciting violence. At some point, people have to be held responsible for what they do. And he should be held responsible for inciting violence. And the people who did what they did should all be held responsible. But you the way you combat free speech is with more speech, not the suppression of it. And when you we have something in America that the Supreme Court ruled against what's called prior restraint. There's actually a reference to it in the movie The Big Lebowski, where Walter is flipping out at the coffee shop and he says, "Well, I'll have you know the Supreme Court roundly rejected prior restraint." I love that because uh, I I know a lot about this topic, and especially when it comes to broadcasting. And basically, what the Supreme Court said is you're not allowed to stop somebody from saying something before they say it. They can be held fully responsible if what they say results in some kind of damages or injuries, death, that kind of thing. So, for example, people keep saying, well, there's restrictions. You're not allowed to yell fire in a crowded theater. But that's the worst example because you are allowed to yell fire in a crowded theater. There's no law that says you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. If I stand up and I yell fire and my friend stands up, he goes, "Hey, my friend's drunk, ignore him, he's a drunk asshole, I'm taking him out of the theater," and no one gets hurt, and you're just a dick that was drunk in the theater, you didn't commit a crime. If you yell fire in a crowded theater and people are trampled to death, well, now you could be held liable for yelling fire falsely in a crowded theater. You're not allowed to. So what they've basically said, it's like, okay, Trump incited violence, then hold him responsible for the result of his speech. But you shouldn't be allowed to take away his speech. You shouldn't be able to take, and not just him, to remove Parler from everywhere and remember, Trump wasn't the first one. There were other people like Alex Jones and Milo Yiannopoulos. There's been several people that have essentially been completely banned from all social media platforms, and they've been told you don't have a right to speak anymore. And so I'm all for holding people accountable for what they say. But like the Supreme Court, I reject prior restraint. I reject the idea that you stop people from speaking altogether. People, it's, and I know too many reasonable people that are cheering the suppression of free speech and the cheering of the removal of Parler from the marketplace. And I think it's a very, very scary time. And I think free speech is being threatened more than it ever has been. And it's the thing that makes America the greatest country in the history of the world. And if we lose that, woof, and we are losing it apparently. And I don't know. I hope. I think what will probably happen is all of the people who are cheering this, it will come for them. And when it does, maybe they'll wake up to the fact and maybe they'll become free speech absolutists. What's up, Kerr Smith? China will be the new boss. Yeah, Jesus. Hey, look at that. We got 10 people watching. 6 thumbs up. Oh, thanks, guys. So that's a great start to the week, man. You know, Mondays usually are pretty good, right? It's what's the day of the week that I struggle with on here in terms of like getting people to watch? Probably be Wednesdays, I think. Or is it Tuesdays? Maybe it's Tuesdays. But go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Make sure you go to zachwaldman.com/fans. And if you have to buy something on Amazon, if there's something that you're going to buy on Amazon anyway, go to zachwaldman.com/Amazon. It'll just take you to Amazon like you always do. It's just that when you buy something, I'll earn a commission. It's like a sales commission. That'd be cool. I have a friend that may have a possible sales job for me that I may, well, I'm going to look into doing it because it looks like something I could just do right. It's an independent contractor kind of situation. And it looks like I could just do it however much I want from here. and it's right in my wheelhouse, sales and marketing. No, it's not weed. I'll tell you what it is. It's for a shipping company. It's a platform where companies can track freight and see where things are. And apparently, there's other software out there that's already like this, but this is supposed to be like the latest and greatest. And the software itself is actually free. So you're not even selling them anything. You're trying to get them to either switch platforms to this one if they're using something, or if they're not using something, using this platform. And it essentially requires just finding the right person and getting them to watch a pre recorded sales presentation for the software, which again, the software is free. And if they use it, you get a commission based on how much they're shipping. So on every shipment they make where they use the software, you earn a commission. So if you make the sale once, you get paid for as long as they continue to be in business making shipments and using that software. So that sounds real appealing to me because I could do that and this. And if I can be successful in that, when my real business of doing shows at corporate and private events is back to normal, I could end up with this as well, if I could ever grow this motherfucker. Apparently I am. I mean, there's more people tonight than usual, right? And I'm getting, my videos are getting more views. I've really stagnated on fan club signups though. That's a little scary that I can't get past like 15 or 16 members. I lost count a little bit because I had somebody cancel and I had somebody else, I saw their payment didn't go through. So it's like, as far as active paying users, I might only have 14. I'm like, fuck, why can't I get to 20? You know, especially after that last video got like over 6,000 views. It's like, man, really? Because I look at it in terms of percentage, right? Like if I were like, let's say I was making cold calls. If I made 100 cold calls in a day and I got five people and I set five appointments and I made two sales, I would kind of set that as a benchmark, right? And then on Tuesday, I would, say, well, okay, if I want to make two sales, I probably have to make 100 calls. And that would be my thing every day. And then if I was like, you know what, I'm up early, I could call the East Coast. Let's fucking, that Molly is still kicking. I haven't slept all night. Let's just keep the party going, put on some fractal graphics and listen to some electronic music, enjoy the roll, and I'll make 300 cold calls today and make six sales. You know what I'm saying? That would be a percentage I could live with. But getting over 6,000 views on a video with a really positive response, it's mostly thumbs up. And having nothing but links to my fan club and promotion to the fan club, I gained about 20, 25 subs. That was cool that I got subscribers because I still haven't got, I need 1,000 subscribers. But it's disconcerting that I didn't fucking gain a single fucking fan club member, you know? But I'm not giving up. I'm going to just keep going. Oh, I lost two people. By the way, I'm not, I'm just ranting. So calm down over there. All right. So Twitter shares tumble more than 10% after site permanently bans Trump. Emily McCormick. Sank more than 10% after they banned Trump. Tech company suspended Trump's account on Friday. We already know. The stock dropped as much as 12.3% to reach as low as 45.17 per share. Probably a good time to buy it. I think it's going to bounce back. The context, rather than just the content, as some of Trump's latest tweets suggested, they were highly likely to encourage and inspire people to replicate the criminal acts that took place. Blah, diddy, blah, diddy, blah. The ban marked the sharpest escalation of Twitter's crackdown on Trump's posts. Blah, diddy, blah. Other social media sites took a harder line stance against Trump. Yeah, he's being banned everywhere. Facebook blocked him. Snap. What's Snap? It's not Snapchat. It just says Snap. I heard that even Reddit banned them. Maybe is Snap part of Reddit? I don't know. Snap another thing. I don't know. Amazon won't host Parler. Yeah, Reddit banned the subreddit. Donald Trump. I mean, he's being erased um, from he's being erased from all of society. It's amazing, and you know what? Trump deserves to be erased, but not deplatformed, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? What he's done is horrible, but um, I guess what I'm saying is he should be shunned. He should be tweeting and nobody responding to it, but he should still be able to tweet. Dub style, hey Zach. No. No, Dub. That's not true, is it? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? How do you know that? Let me look at him right now. Cuz I've been on shit. Hold on. Let me go to my fan club here. I'm trying to. Okay, here's RF Lotta. Dude, no. Oh, no. I'm trying, we're friends on Facebook and it's saying his account's not available. How did you hear about this? Where did you hear about this? Oh, man. Fuck. I got to double check on my Twitter, though. I wonder if his payment was the one that was rejected. Because I didn't look at who it was. I just saw that somebody's payment. He tweeted 3 hours ago, though. You telling me? But he had a tweet went out 3 hours ago. See, 3 hours. Well, I don't know. The one I'm friends with on Facebook isn't working. It's saying it's unavailable. Oh man, I got to be sure, but I mean, let me see whose payment didn't go through. Now that I realize, fuck. No, okay, it wasn't Rudy's. It was somebody else. It probably is Jordan. It's got to be a different. That dude was 67. That's got to be a different guy. Yeah, this guy, Rudy's young, man. I was gonna say he just tweeted 3 hours ago. I think you got it wrong guy, But it's weird that here I'm gonna DM him on Twitter. Hold on. How would how? But you how did you guys even come across? I googled it because I had a feeling COVID might have got. Because why you hadn't heard of him or heard from him or something? I just sent him a message on Twitter, so we'll see. I uh I don't know because on Facebook he his profile is not there. But on Twitter he sent out a tweet 3 hours ago. So I don't know what the fuck to think. But also you're not telling me like I mean so you just randomly googled him because you were worried about him and you're like fuck. All right. Well, I just messaged him on Twitter, so fuck, man. I'm gonna play his stinger just in hopes he's okay. Fuck, man. You got me worried. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's up because he tweeted 3 hours ago, and but at the same time, his Facebook is completely off. But I feel like sometimes he doesn't. I feel like maybe he just left Facebook though. Fuck, motherfucker. You think my friend's okay? I'm not sure. How old is my Rudy? Rudy is I'm not sure, early 30s, like 33, something like that, probably. So here is Miss B still around? Miss B was here, wasn't she? Or am I nuts? I got a perfect story for her. Look at this. U.S. intelligence agencies have 6 months to release all of the information they have on UFOs. So why now? It's all thanks to the $2.3 trillion COVID-19 relief and government spending bill signed in December. I actually may have talked to you about, we may have actually done this story when it first, that bill first passed, but it's worth repeating. They have 6 months to release all the info. The provision was tucked into the committee comments section of the Intelligence Authorization Act for the 21 fiscal year. The act was contained in the overall relief bill. Intelligence officials have about 180 days from the signing of the bill to give an unclassified report about the aircrafts. The report needs to contain analysis of any UFO data as well as name any possible security threats they pose. The committee directs the DNI in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and the heads of such other agencies as the director and secretary jointly consider relevant to submit a report within 180 days of the date of enactment of the act to the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committee on Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, also known as anomalous area vehicles, including observed airborne objects that have not been identified. Pretty crazy, huh? This is in June of 2019. The military briefed several U.S. senators on reported encounters by the Navy with UFOs. And UFO sightings like the one spotted in the 2015 military training mission off the coast of Florida have become more common in recent years. So, and then what's his face? That one guy said he's in that documentary saying that, yeah, they need to release that info they have on UFOs, that he knows things that haven't been released to us and that we should all know about it. All right. So we did that story. We did the retard story. We talked about the different surge events. All right. All right, let's go ahead and I really hope the other Rudy's okay. I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. If there's aliens, does God exist? I don't know. Bible's left that part out. Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure. I'm just looking for different things. Let's go to Yahoo before we. I'm a little thrown off too by the Rudy thing. I'm worried now. I sent him a DM. So hopefully Rudy is okay. Senator Duckworth. Quack, quack. It's a fun name. Wants rioters punished under military law. Cool, do it. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want to them. Trump advisor smoking a blunt. Major firm cuts off Trump GOP after riots. Dems move to censure. Etsy bans shirt at request of Holocaust Museum. See, it's like, again, look, I'm a Jew. Of course, I think if somebody's wearing an anti-Semitic T-shirt, the person's wearing it is a piece of shit. But good. I want to know where the pieces of shit are. Here, let's do the story. Sorry about that. Sorry I coughed. I didn't get the mic off in time. Sorry. From Yahoo Life. Etsy removes Camp Auschwitz shirt following Auschwitz Museum's request, painful to survivors. Written by Corin Miller. And Etsy, at the request of the Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial and State Museum, removed from its website the controversial T-shirt referencing the Holocaust. Gained attention because one of these animals that invaded the Capitol building was wearing it. And there was a lot of anti-Semitic T-shirts being worn that day. Etsy, please remove this. It's painful to survivors, disrespectful to the memory of all victims of Auschwitz. Read a tweet from the museum's official account on Monday morning, along with the screenshot of the shirt on Etsy's website. And so 6 hours later, the museum thanked Etsy for removing the item. Etsy also spoke out about the shirt on Twitter, writing, Etsy stands firmly against any form of hate. We immediately removed the listing and banned the shop that attempted to sell it, aggressively monitoring and removing items like these that violate our policies. While some applaud Etsy's move, not everyone was oppressed. It should never have been up on the platform in the first place. So everybody wants to know, it's not the Auschwitz Museum's job to monitor your site. Well, look, they found out about it because it came to prominence in this, uprising at the Capitol, this insurgency at the Capitol. Before that, who knew it existed? They probably sold, 3 a year under the radar. And Etsy seller policies prohibit the sale of items that promote or commemorate hate groups. Very detailed descriptions about what does and doesn't qualify as hate, including this statement. Examples of hate groups include Nazi, neo-Nazi, KKK, white supremacist, misogynist groups, groups that advocate anti-gay, anti-immigrant, or Holocaust denial agendas. Can't argue with that. Etsy is not a curated marketplace, meaning sellers run their own shops and are responsible for complying with the company's policies. Instead, the company monitors its site manually and through automatic controls, relies on users to report problematic listings through a site-wide flagging tool. According to the Auschwitz Museum spokesperson, Paul Sawicki, the Camp Auschwitz sweatshirt was noticed during the violent riots in the U.S. Capitol. Exactly. People just didn't know about it. So get off Etsy's back for not finding a needle in a haystack. It's like a billion assholes with Etsy accounts. There's a lot of lonely women doing like hook rugs and selling them on Etsy. I wonder how many hook rug swastikas there are on Etsy. Many people tagged us on Twitter to let us know about the situation. It's clear that the instrumentalization, that's a fun word, instrumentalization of the tragedy of people who suffered and were murdered in the concentration extermination camp as a result of ideology of hatred is always painful. It's painful to survivors, disrespectful to the memory of all the victims. Raised discussion, not about the hateful ideology, blah, 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 blah. And so, look, recent days, we've asked several online stores to remove the items. Some responded quickly with an apology and products were removed. So, look, you gotta, again, especially not just as a Jew, but as anybody, you hate to see anti-Semitism. But again, I'm a free speech absolutist. If somebody's going to build up their own store and sell these things, now here's the problem, though, right? So you're Etsy and you're very specific. You say no Nazi shit, and you put up Nazi shit. That's such a direct violation. I get it. But my advice to everybody has always been, not to Nazis, but to people in general, see you later, Harold. Have a good one, pal. That build your business on your own platform so that it can't be taken away from you. Well, that was true until you saw that your hosting services could be taken away from you. So let's pretend my show is actually popular one day and I do something that upsets everybody, which is inevitable. And, well, they can't take it away. I've got, my own platform. I've got the Zach Waldman fan club is on my platform, but then they find out who's my hosting provider is, and my hosting provider says, we don't want to host your website anymore. Well, what do I get? And then where am I supposed to host it? See, that's what happened to Parler. And so that's the problem. So I have no problem with Etsy kicking Nazis off their website. But if you're a Nazi, take my advice, build your business on your own platform. But that might not be good enough these days either. My best advice for you is stop being a Nazi. Stop being a fucking retard. That's my best advice for you. Anywho. Notice I'm saying retard more than ever tonight. I'm still annoyed that girl had to apologize for saying the R word. I'm like, so stupid. Huh. Here's a good one. If Twitter can do what they want since they're a private company, then every single business in America should be open right now. That's really good. Did that retweet? Oh, okay, it did. I didn't. A lot of hate out there these days. A lot of hate. Good friend of mine died, and they're not sure what happened yet. His sister says they're waiting to find out, but they suspect it was a massive heart attack. He was a piano player at the Comedy Store named Jeff Scott. And he's just a really great guy. I only became friends with him a few years ago. And I was out, it was the Comedy Store smoking a fatty. And he's like, "Hey, man, how are you?" And just started chatting me up. And he found that I was at the Magic Castle. He loved the Magic Castle, loved magic. And we always chatted whenever I was there. He's a good dude. And it's fucking crazy, man. People are. So I really hope Rudy's okay. He hasn't responded to me on Twitter yet. Um, Zach, I have a serious question about magic. Well, I'll give you a serious answer. What would you like to ask me, sir? I'm going to pack another bowl. Not a big one. One of the great things about smoking just with my coffee when I wake up and during the podcast is I'm saving the weeds lasting a lot longer. I'm all out of weed. I'm nothing without it. Did I ever meet the amazing Jonathan? I'm friends with Jonathan. He's still great. Cup of coffee and weed, exactly. Yeah, AJ's a friend of mine. I've known him for. I'll tell you though, I met him for the first time a million years ago, and it was only in the last few years that he fucking remembered me. Because, I get it, man. You meet a zillion people. I'm not famous, and I meet a zillion people, and I don't remember them. So I would meet them, hang out with them even. And then I'd see him again. I'd always have to remind him, like, "Hey, me, you, and Katrina from the Magic Castle hung out. I'm a magician at the castle. I'm Katrina's friend," or, that kind of thing. Oh, okay. So, but then I ran into him at the castle a few years ago and was chatting him up, and we were talking about different stuff. And then I forget what all we were talking about, but then I went to the premiere of one of the two. There was two documentaries made about him. If you haven't seen them, you should watch both of them. And one was released like on Hulu and the other one on Netflix or something like that. I forget exactly, but they're completely different movies. But two documentaries about the amazing Jonathan that came out at essentially the same time. And I went to the premiere of one of them, and then I hung out with him afterwards. And we were bullshitting, having a good time. And then he's like, "Hey, one of the guys from Rick and Morty is here, and he invited me to go and check out some cool Rick and Morty shit. So we're gonna get going." So he took off, and I never talked to him about the cool Rick and Morty shit he saw. But he's a great guy. I'll show you something he gave me. I've got something right here. This is really cool. He gave this to me maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if you could see that. But it says the amazing Jonathan's gagging on dinner on one side. And then there's Oh, you can actually maybe see it even though it's farther away because there's no fucking lighting there. But that's like his logo. It says the Amazing Jonathan. And over here, the Amazing Jonathan's gagging on dinner. And what it is it's a thumb drive. Check it out. I don't want to break it, so hold on. Oh, there it is. All right, so it's a little thumb drive built into it. You plug that into your computer, and it's like it's an instructional comedy magic thing with different tricks and gags to do at dinner, like what we call impromptu magic. So what you're sitting at dinner and you want to do some shit, so that's why it's called gagging on dinner. He had like four people making a documentary about him, didn't he? Well, there's two documentaries. Just watch them both, and you'll learn everything you want to learn. But yeah, he's amazing, and he's probably if you want to know my all-time favorite magicians, Doug Henning, Penn and Teller, Harry Anderson, the Amazing Jonathan. Those are the guys. Of course, David Copperfield. Unless you're a goddamn communist, you love David Copperfield. Um, and after that, there's a million people you haven't heard of that I love, uh, that are amazing magicians. But I'll try something on this bowl here. Okay, got the bowl packed. Um, oh, Amazing Jonathan. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to see. Let's see. Where would I find? Let's see if I just do a search in Google. Zach Waldman. See if I can find a picture of me with. Da, da, da. I'm not gonna be able to dig it out quick enough. I was gonna show you a picture of me with him. Well, maybe it's on Facebook. Let's see. Wonder how he's doing. Actually, I should check in on him. I think he posted something not that long ago. I think. Da, 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 da. Zach Waldman. That is me. Photos. Photos of you. Search. Amazing. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, here we go. There we go. Managed to pull it off for you. There we are. So yeah, I love the Amazing Jonathan, man. So funny. Speaking of Penn and Teller, Penn Jillette's a libertarian, and I remember when Obama was in office and they kept expanding the powers of the presidency. And he said, "You don't understand that you keep voting to turn the president of the United States into something that is coming closer to closer and closer to being a king. And you're all for expanding his powers because Obama's your guy. But Obama's not always going to, be the guy. What about if somebody gets in there whom you don't like? What if somebody nefarious gets in there and you've expanded the powers of the presidency so greatly?" But it's amazing to me that people keep looking to government to solve their problems. We should all agree on the government shrinking down to next to nothing and doing and providing the most basic of things. But nope, it just keeps growing and growing and getting bigger and less efficient, and it's serving fewer people, creating greater divide. Adam Carolla is so funny. We need to lock it down, LA. Agreed, except for sports. Well, the movie stars, comedians, actors, they have privilege above small business, of course, the working class, first 100 days. We must lock it down until we get infection rates equal to the states that never lock down. I tweeted that one before. That was Adam said that. So people get upset, right? Oh, don't use the abortion example. People get so mad at Carolla. I love Carolla because he doesn't give a fuck what people think. All right. What's Maddox saying? My boy Maddox. Remember, I'm part of Madcast Media Network. Maddox runs that. This site is so irredeemably stupid. I hop on to check messages, which leads me to headlines about the insurrection, which invariably leads me to watching Korean fan cams and Sonic the Hedgehog memes. Gina Grad looking good. Hi, Gina Grad. Ba, 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 ba. Sorry, I'm just scrolling Twitter with you guys. We'll check trending in a second. This is just the regular feed. Let's see. Paramilla Jayapal? What the fuck? Pramilla? Pramilla. Pramilla PayPal. Pramilla Vanilla Frosting Pramilla Jaywalking PayPal. Test positive for COVID-19 after sheltering in crowded Capitol room during riot. Great. Holy fuck. Dr. Drew still in the hospital. Of course, brain aneurysm, serious shit. He's lucky to be alive. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know what we got to do. We've got to do Predict It. We haven't done that yet. Did you ever watch Pod Awful Zach? He used to be on the Madcast. Absolutely. Sure did. I still check him out sometimes if I see him around. Hey guys, let's take a look. Let's take a look at my Predict It. So this is where I stand as of right now. The one that's losing big for me right now, unless it could be a good turnaround, is will Trump complete his first term? So I bought $6.50 worth of no shares. Let's take a look at the market. I'll show you. You can see my shares here. So I bought 25 shares at 26 cents. They're only worth 14 cents now. I've lost $3.25. So people still heavily believe he will finish his first term. And 18-year-old girl reported her mom, aunt, and uncle when she recognized him in the video at the Capitol riot. That's awesome. Good girl. They would love her in North Korea. She should move to North Korea where that kind of thing's appreciated. Will Trump be impeached again? So this one, I'm doing well on. I'm up. What? How would you say this? A 60th of a cent? Is that correct? Or am I up 60 cents? Oh no, I'm up 60 cents on this one. Of course. Sorry. Here, let me hit this bowl so I can get smart again. If anybody doesn't understand, predict it. I love explaining it, and if you love to gamble, you love news and politics, I'll happily explain it to you. Well, let's see. So what did I buy these for? I paid 80 cents for 5 shares that he would be impeached. Will Donald Trump be impeached again before the end of his term? So I paid 80 cents and they're worth 92 cents now. And so isn't this it's gone let's see, it's up 60 cents, right? Not 6/10 of is that a 60th of a cent or is it 60 cents? I was sure it was 60 cents and now you got me confused, Dub. But why am I talking to the troll though? Dub's my friendly troll that loves fucking with me. So I can't, it's tough to trust him. But I'm also so horribly bad at basic math. It's amazing how I can calculate. I know all of the math you need for poker. It's not that I'm good at math. I just learned the kind of math that I needed for poker. And you do it so many times when you're playing poker, you get good at it. It's like real easy to go, oh, okay, Matt, I have to, be good 25% of the time to be profitable here. I could do that in a fucking heartbeat, but I can't fucking look at a decimal point and figure out what's going on. Anyway, maybe I should sell. I mean, if I keep it going, I guess I could get the full payout. So I'm looking at winning. Let's see. If I win this, I paid 80 cents. I would win 20 cents on each share. 20 times 5 is a dollar minus their commission. So the most I can win is $4.90. All right. Let's go back to the dashboard. You think I should sell it? I just read a thing that on Twitter here, we didn't do trending Twitter, but House Democrats unveil article of impeachment against Trump. So here.
The next 3 people in line of succession to the presidency after President Trump were in that room. Vice President Pence.
Okay, I can't take her voice. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, somebody put a cock in my throat. Nah, 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 nah. House Democrats introduced an article of impeachment against Trump on Monday. Tuesday, accusing him of inciting insurrection at the Capitol building on the 6th. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told GOP colleagues on Friday that the earliest a Senate trial would likely be able to be on 19th. So he may not be convicted, but it looks like they're going to be able to impeach him even if they can't convict him in time. He'll be impeached, but he won't be found guilty by the Republican majority Senate. Well, let's look at the rules. I don't think he has to be convicted. It's just, will he be impeached? So here are the rules of the bet. This market shall resolve to yes in the event that the U.S. House of Representatives, by simple majority, votes to approve or pass one or more articles of impeachment of Trump between the launch of this market on January 7th and the end date listed below. Neither trial nor conviction by the Senate nor removal from office is necessary to cause this market to resolve as yes. And I have by the 20th. So I think this is a slam dunk. I think that's why it's up to 92 cents. I mean, they're saying that they've done it. They already unveiled the article. See what I mean, Dub? So let me ask you this question though. Why the one that's confounding me? There's this Charles Bukowski poem where he's saying the gist of it is he's like, yeah, you're at the he does talks about a lot about the racetrack. He's like, you're at the racetrack and you want to put, $100 on the long shot, but you put $2 down instead because you figure everybody's logic is better than yours. And of course it comes in. And in other words, it's like just because everybody's thinking a certain way doesn't mean they're right. The reason I bring that up is I'm confounded by this one. This is the one I'm taking a bath on. This is my biggest loser. Will Trump complete his first term? And so this has nothing to do with, he could be impeached and still complete the term, as we spoke about. He would have to resign for this to happen. But if resigning means Pence pardoning him, if he can't do a self-pardon, then I think it could happen. So I feel like I invested such a small amount that I may as well just hold on to it because maybe I'm right and everybody else is wrong. But here are the rules. Trump will be president of the U.S. until conclusion of the 4-year term to which he was elected in 2016. Temporary incapacity resulting in the temporary transfer of authority to an acting president shall have no bearing on the outcome of this market. So that means, if he got hit by a bus and he was on life support and then Pence was president for a month and then Trump got better, he'd be president again. It wouldn't count. Remember, this started a while back, I don't know when they first introduced this bet, but it's been planned for a while. So this is the one I'm taking a bath on. As a matter of fact, here, look at the, you could look at the line, the graph on this one. It fucking, so I invested $6.50, down $3.25. But if I end up being right, if the cocksucker resigns, I stand for a good payday here. It's $23.15, yo. That. I almost feel like buying more of it. Maybe I could shift the market, put like 500. I don't have 500 to put into it. But exactly, Dub. That's what I was saying. He might resign, let Trump pardon him. So that if he resigns, but what about the 25th Amendment? So I think people have talked about this. One of the great things about Predict It is the comments. And they'll share funny memes and shit. Am I going crazy? I know this guy. It's pretty funny. And so this is on the impeachment side, but what I don't understand, let me make this bigger. Did I fuck it? Okay, there, cool. I can't read it from where I'm at unless I make it really big. So what about the 25th Amendment? Somebody brought that up and they said if he gets removed via the 25th Amendment, this will still resolve to yes. And I don't understand why that would be the case. Schumer's exploring whether to invoke an obscure power, allowing Senate leaders to reconvene the Senate in times of emergency to hold an impeachment trial immediately after the House impeaches Trump. So there's a chance. See that? They might speed it up and do it so that they can fucking convict him even right away. I don't know. I just don't know why the people reading this think that if the 25th Amendment happens, that wouldn't mean the bet resolved to a no. Okay. On Saturday, a source close to VP told CNN Pence had not ruled out entirely an effort to invoke the 25th Amendment, wants to preserve the option. I don't know. I think gallows were up. Trump supporters were looking for Pence. Trump didn't seem to care about that. He said, I love you to these people. He's got it in him. He's a powder keg. The question is, will he do it? Pence wouldn't do it. Only Pence can use the 25th. He's a major bootlicker. Really? So even though people are now protesting Pence and Trump threw him under the bus? I did hear that they made up, that they kissed and made up. This market would fluctuate a lot more if this fool were allowed to tweet. The president is ballistic, a senior administration official said after Twitter permanently took down his account, citing the possibility it would be used in the final 12 days of his presidency to incite violence. He was scrambling to figure out what his options are. This was 6 hours ago. Get him a burner phone and the Gmail account. Let's see. Guys, I sold my nose earlier for a loss, so you can expect Trump to be out the door anytime now. You're welcome. I hope so. Don't thank me. Thank my degenerate father for teaching me how to gamble, but not how to be a man. Thanks for the low cost shares. I'm telling you, man. I think this is a good bet still. I wonder if anything's about to happen. What is that? An official. Okay. I wonder what's stopping him from starting a Discord server. Yeah, the mob was after Pence as well. You're exactly right. So what are they selling? I don't know, man. What do I have? So how much is a share now? Let me scroll way the fuck. I could buy, I have 16 cents left in my account. I'm going to buy a fucking share of this with I have that stupid 16 cents. I couldn't do anything. Buy now. Boom. And submit offer. Cool. I got 2 cents left in that account. Share this trade with my friends. Cool. Oh, I wanted to do that. It closed on me. I wanted to share my trade with my friends. Shit. I went to click on. I couldn't read it because I always do that. There's the camera and a monitor here, and then I have a monitor over there. And for some reason, I always look at that monitor, even though this one's closer, larger, and I blow everything up. It's just a bad habit, and I didn't read it quick enough. But I'm happy with that. I'm sticking with this bet. So what's my payout now that I have another share? My total market investment is $6.64. It's down $3, but if I'm right, it's a nice long shot. $24.06. I like it. I'm happy with that. I'll take that bet any day. You're gonna let me invest such a small amount to win 4 times my money, nearly 4 times, on something that I actually feel strongly about. I don't think he's going to make it. So now, will he be impeached again? Obviously, that one's doing great, but I bought those shares at like 80 cents or something like that. So my maximum, if that happens, I'm only going to win 90 cents. That was kind of, I took the favorite on that one. This one's interesting. These, the New York City mayoral election winner. I'm down 26 cents. And I have Andrew Yang. Now, you know, something, there's something I could do with this one. I haven't attempted yet. I just realized, okay, so there's a thing that you can do on Predict It called negative, I think, is it called negative hedging? Basically, you end up basically purchasing shares on like all of them. Like you take, I guess, the yes on all of them, and I can't explain it because I haven't done it yet. I saw a whole video that explained it, and it's not that complicated. It's just that I was still brand new to this platform, so I'm not going to be able to explain it well to you. Let me see what it's called real quick, because that way, if you're interested in this, you could look it up and you could learn more about it. Um, Hold on a second. Predicted.org. The fuck is this called? Well, no, actually, I'm gonna find it for you because you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna show you the video. Basically, you end up guaranteeing yourself a profit. It sort of ends up being kind of like an arbitrage thing. But instead of having to go to some other website, they pretty much allow you to buy shares and set yourself in a situation where you're guaranteed a win. I'll show it to you. Hold on. I'm going to find the video and da, 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 da. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's right here. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tyler from Fallible, and today I'm going to be doing video 3 of the Trading Politics series. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I'm going to link to those in the description. Financial
Whatever.
trading.
Shut up, pussy. Nice headphones, faggot.
Go to the website.
This guy's videos are actually really good.
Manner.
Blah, blah, blah.
And it was a lot more prevalent back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Taking away all those inefficiencies really quick. But essentially what an arbitrage is you have something in one area and the same selling for one price, and at the same thing in another area selling for a different price. So a common arbitrage in the market is, let's say Apple's trading for $100 a share on one exchange, and on the other exchange it's trading for 102, and that's a spread there. So what a machine could do is buy Apple for 100 on, let's say, the NASDAQ exchange, and sell it for 102 on the BATS exchange, and instantly lock in that profit. They didn't need to hold the investment and wait for it to grow. It's just an instant profit. Now, in financial markets, those stuffs are actually pretty far to come by now, just because so many people are looking for them, and big money. We're talking billions of dollars are making sure that the arbitrages stay in line. But on Predict It, it's a little bit smaller of a market. It's a newer market, so even guys like us can take advantage of these arbitrage opportunities. Now, this neg risk trading needs a few things. So number one, you need to
That's what it's called. Neg risk trading. Neg risk trading.
Have it be in a multi-contract market.
So that's the reason I brought this up. You need a multi-contract market. And I just want to show you real quick what he's talking about, because when I was brand new to this, I was like, I was a little overwhelmed. But the whole reason I brought this up is on this is a multi-contract market. Here's all these contracts, and there's a whole bunch of them. And so, because a lot of these other markets, like, for instance, let's see, what is this? Oh, this has more than one contract too. But let's look at like the ones I have are not. So this bet of mine, it's just a yes or no thing. Will Donald Trump complete his first term? Yes or no? There's not. It's not a multi-contract market. Whereas this one, for the winner of the New York City mayoral race, this is got all these different contracts. So that's what he's talking about. And so here we go.
Need a lot of different contracts, and that way you can piece together the spread correctly so you can lock in that guaranteed profit. And number two, you need to have the volume. So you need to have a market that's thick enough to where you can actually execute, because each cent matters in this particular trade. You can't just pay up 3 or 4 cents across the bid ask and expect to make money on this trade. So you need sort of liquid markets for this, and you have to have a lot of contracts. Now, if you look here, you can see that a perfect example of this is actually the Dem 2020 Democratic presidential nomination. So we have all of these guys running: Biden, Warren, Buttigieg. All these guys are running.
Simpler days, my friends, simpler days.
And so we have a lot of opportunities to lock in a neg risk trade here. And it's also one of the most popular markets. So it's always listed up here at the top, and we're sorting by trade volume. And so this is one of the most speculated upon markets on the entire site. And that means we have a lot of liquidity, so we can easily put on the spread.
I got some liquidity in my pants. One of my fans got me headphones that I use all the time for the podcast. You don't always see it. And if he's watching, thank you again for those. But at least the ones he got me are wireless. I have better fans than this guy because he's got a wire.
Without having to pay too much up on the bid ask, because with arbitrages, the margins are pretty thin.
Is that beard working out well for you, or is it time to maybe let that go? I don't know, man.
So you can't just go in and pay 5 cents above or 5 cents below the best price and just try to
I kind of like the lamp though. It's a nice place.
get filled out your contracts. You have to be very precise with it. All right, so the neg risk trade, that occurs when you have multiple contract markets, because what happens is only one person can win the election, for example. So in a market where there's one winner and all the us are going to lose, then if you buy all of the no contracts,
yeah, exactly. It's like this dark beard and the white hair. It's like, why don't you just, it's, no one thinks that white hair is natural anyway, but yeah, it's just all very odd. He looks like he looks like an insect or something, like the back of an insect that's trying to blend in with its surroundings. It's like he doesn't move, and then when you least suspect it, he jumps in with his podcast, his YouTube show. I'm ensnared. I'm watching an arbitrage predicted.org video. It goes with his background though, his hair and the headphones and kind of the gray walls, and it all does go together well. It's just that beard and maybe the shirt too. He should just get a bunch of, maybe he should, I'm always wearing a black shirt, maybe a white shirt for this guy. What do you think? I don't think gray on gray would be good, but I'd even let him have a pink shirt because, his sexuality is definitely questionable. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just saying, I think this blue Izod wannabe shirt, maybe it's a real Izod shirt. It's bothering me though. Funny thing is, my critique of his home and his grooming and hair dyeing and wardrobe, I'm probably the gayest thing going on right now. So holy shit. I think I just became gay. I think I just found out I'm gay. Uh-oh.
You know that you're only going to lose on one. So let's go to the 2020 Democratic.
He should get some sun.
Nominee one. And only one of these guys is going to win. So we can buy no contracts on all of these guys, and we know that we're going to win on every single one of them except for the winner. And so if you think about it, let's say that you just bought one contract. Well, if you're wrong, you could lose all of your money. Now, let's say you bought 2 contracts. Well, only one guy can win the election, so you could be wrong on one and right on the other one. but you're at least going to get some money back. And what you guys are going to see here is as you buy more contracts in one underlying market, your total risk goes down because you're going to have more payouts to yourself that now that only one guy's going to win. So say you buy 10 candidates and you're buying all 10 no's, the one guy that's going to win, you're going to lose on, but you're also going to get profits on the 9. And so each one of those that you buy, you lower your risk. And if it's at the correct price, we get something called negative risk, where we buy so many no contracts that no matter what happens, we actually win money, because all of the profits from the stuff that we're right on, let's say there was 20 candidates and we bought 20 no contracts. Only one of them is going to win, so we'd have 19 contracts worth of profit and one worth of losses. Now, the key with this too is also to make sure you account for commissions, and so that has to go into the model as well. And I know just talking about this is a little hard to wrap your head around first, and it was for me for sure. And that's why I'm going to run through a full example here so you guys.
It was for me too. That's why I'm watching this a second time with my viewers. So I really appreciate your patience, Mr. Gray Guy. Thank you.
Can see we're going to go into the spreadsheet.
I like talking to people and things that can't hear me. That's why I love YouTube so much. I just speak into the ether and whatever.
We're going to look at the math of it all. We're going to calculate it out, and then we're going to
I bet it is hard to change the light bulbs in that lamp, though.
execute it on the predictive platform. You can see this trade in action. All right, so we're going to do this example on the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination, and you can see we have a perfect thing. We have a bunch of candidates in this particular market. And
I got a perfect thing. It's my cock.
now I'm going to go over to this.
Bet you didn't see that coming. Or the cum coming. Get it? See? Oh, boy.
Spreadsheet that I've pre-prepared here, and we can enter in prices and start seeing if it will work. So here is the predicted neg risk strategy that I have. And over here, I have all of the candidates that actually have a no price. And so if you look over here, by no, it has to have at least 99 here. We can't have NA. That means we can't execute it. So I put all the guys with 99 and less up here. And so that is from Deval Patrick all the way up to Biden. And now all we got to do is enter in these no prices into the spreadsheet. So I've done a little bit about this before.
I can always anticipate the sixth grade joke incoming. Yeah, well, I would hope so. I'm a fucking moron. I mean, on this show anyway. I'm a fucking genius when I'm talking to your mom.
I want to make sure they're all correct. So Biden 78, Warren 78, Buttigieg is trading for 80, Sanders is 85, that's right. Bloomberg is 87, Yang 93, got that right. Clinton is for 96.
I got to do this.
Harris
I'm going to do
is
this.
For 97.
I got to do this for that Merrill contract I have, because it's all over the place, that fucking thing. I'm already in it. I'm going to do a negative, what is it called again, guys? Negative trade, negative bid. Fuck.
We got Gabbard at 98, Klobuchar at 90.
I think Gabbard's 10.
98, and then Deval Patrick at 99. Okay, so I have all the prices in here. Now, look at the math here. So here's the price that we're going to pay for each contract, and we're going to buy every single no contract in this particular market. And now what I did here in the other columns is that I essentially said, what would happen to our P&L if Biden
I don't want to make a spreadsheet, but I'm gonna, but I don't want to.
won and then Warren won. So I went through each candidate and said, okay, if Biden wins, here would be the payouts. If Warren wins, here would be the payouts, etc. So let's go through this example with Biden. So if Biden won, we bought a no contract for 78 cents. And since he won, we would obviously lose all of that money, which is why it's a negative 0.78 P&L. Now, all of the other candidates, because we also said that they wouldn't win and we were correct, we're actually going to get positive payouts. So I calculated the profit and loss on that. And I also made sure to include the commissions. And this is super critical, guys. So Predicted takes a 10% commission on profitable trades. They don't take any commission on trades that you lose in. So how you calculate this is you do 1 minus the price we paid and then times 0.9. And that's how I get that number. And then I did that for every other candidate. And so you can see here, what happens is if we add all of this up, that's what we get in the total P&L column. We actually come out with a profit of 2 cents. You know, no matter what happens in these scenarios, you can see that the total P&L across all these different scenarios is positive. And so it doesn't matter if Biden wins, Warren wins, Buttigieg wins, we're still going to come out.
So is 0.021 the same as 0.21?
Out with a profit. Even if you go back to these ones where these super unlikely candidates are going to win, and so like you paid up a no for 99 cents, let's say, and they still won the election, and you actually had these huge losses, see these 98 and 99-cent losses, you would still come out slightly ahead, or in this case, right around zero. So as you guys can see here, we have all the prices in here. I've calculated out the P&L for every single scenario, and then you can see the P&Ls at the bottom. So this trade you can't lose on. These numbers will fluctuate around a lot. So if we go back to the no price and I change these as the markets move, that's going to affect the total P&L. And so sometimes the markets will actually line up so where it's efficient, and you'll see zeros at the bottom here. And these will all be zeros, and there won't be that much profitable opportunity. And sometimes it's actually higher. So when I was fiddling around with this a few days ago, I was actually able to get this up to almost 4 cents. So the markets were even more out of whack. So what you want to do is you want to have a model like this where you say, hey, here are my payouts for each scenario, and then update the prices in the no column over here, and then you can see how much your arbitrage profit is going to be, and then when it's looking good to you, you can go in and strike and execute. All right, guys, now I want to execute this on the platform, and you guys are going to be able to see this in action. I'm going to show you how
I love action.
negative risk on the platform. So all we got to do is just buy no on all of these guys. So I'm going to buy no on Biden. I'm just going to buy one share for demonstration purposes at 77 cents. Let's
okay.
The offer. All right.
Done.
And we just go through and we slowly execute all these. Now notice we bought Biden for 77 cents and it says investment 77 cents up here. So we have 77 cents at risk. Now watch what happens when I buy Warren. I buy another no contract, and you can see our risk actually goes down, and that's because we're sort of hedging our bets, right? So if Biden wins, we're going to get the payout on Warren. If Warren wins, we're going to get the payout on Biden because they both can't win. And as I buy more no's, you're going to see this go down even further. Let's buy another one. Now I'm going to keep buying.
You guys can't see it on your side of the screen for some reason, but yeah, it shows.
Them, and you can see this is lowering and lowering. Now we're getting down to the wire here. All right, we got the last one, Klobuchar, and now our last one's Patrick. And so, okay, we've achieved neg risk. So the trade has been better. I've been able to get this more negative, but you can see here that we've actually reached a negative number, negative 0.01. And so what that means is Predicted is essentially not charging us to put on this trade at all, because the algorithm knows that we cannot lose money. And so if you go to the dashboard, you can see our market here. We have a market investment of negative 1 cent. So it actually doesn't really take up any capital for us to put on this trade because there's no risk, right? We don't have to put up any collateral in case we lose. We literally can't lose on this trade. So we have negative 0.01 cents guaranteed, and we actually could have a huge payout because let's say we go back to the US elections, 2020 Democratic nominee, and let's say some random thing happens over here where Zuckerberg just wins the presidency.
I am definitely doing this for the record.
Well, we'd be right on every single one of these, and we'd have a huge payout. So there is a chance that you could be right on all of them and get the huge payout, although that's super unlikely. One of these candidates is going to win, and so instead we're likely just to get that guaranteed 1 cent. And so I know that's not a lot of cash, but you could definitely ratchet this trade up with a lot more contracts and also strike when it's a little more hot, maybe when it's 3 cents or 4 cents. And you could just basically instantly print money that way. And it's not going to take up your capital because Predicted is lowering your risk for you. And so it's a very interesting trade. And so a lot of people, when they're first getting started off on this platform,
I'm just getting started on this platform. He's talking about me.
At least the sharp traders that I've read about online, they've talked about how they use this strategy to build up their initial capital base at first. And so they would scour all these multiple contract markets and find where these things are out of whack and just lock in profits again and again and again and keep on doing it. So, all right, guys, well, that's all I had for this video. I hope you liked the description of the neg risk trade. I know it's a little complicated. I hope that example really helped you guys kind of visualize it. And
it really did. Can we just do something about your beard now?
And, go try it yourself. All you have to do is go in the link in the description.
I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it.
You can have a sign up for your account and get 100% match up to $20 on your first deposit. And just try this out. It's fun. I think it's a good math exercise and a good trading exercise for anyone interested in financial markets because you get to think about all these things like arbitrage.
You get to fantasize that you have money. Anybody who's interested in financial markets, you get to fantasize that you haven't lost everything due to the Black Plague.
An edge and opportunities. And
you can do some edging. You can watch some Pornhub, do some edging.
playing small stakes here really helps you out in the big time arena in the financial markets. So thanks guys. I hope you really liked that video. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. It really helps us out, and leave a comment below and let me know what you want to see next out of this Trading Politics series. I'll see you in the next one.
I want to see your mom. But that was real good. So I remember years ago, I dated a girl. This is like a girl I moved out here with from Chicago. And there was something that either somebody or something that she knew I really liked that I was making fun of, goofing on. And she's like, I don't understand you. I thought you liked this. I'm like, I do. It's, like, this is my favorite thing. She's like, then why do you say such horrible things? We're just kidding. It's just goofing. It's just a goof. Just trying to get a chuckle through the room. That's all I'm trying to do. Well, I am not happy that I have not gotten a response from Rudy. Should I adopt a kitten? Fuck, I'm not getting adopted. Jordan, are you positive it wasn't the right Rudy? Then why is his Facebook turned off? All right. You're sure that Rudy's 67? Okay, cool. It's still weird he hasn't responded to me. All right, so let's check out the trending Twitter. Oh, Chuck Norris is trending. Now we're talking. Fucking yeah. Wait, so we're just not going to mention the fact that Chuck Norris was at the MACA insurrection? Was he? Let's see. Not Chuck. JB says Trump needs to be impeached so he can't run for office ever again. Well, yeah, I mean, look, it looks like it's happening. That bet, it looks like I'm going to win that bet. That's up 60 cents. That's like almost a sure thing now. This, oh, come on. Oh, come on, you fuck. What did I pay for this? I almost sold this. This was fluctuating. I paid 80 cents for my shares. I almost went to I offered my shares for sale at 90 cents. I was like, if this thing gets to 90, I'll sell those shares. And then a couple days went by and I was like, fuck it. I only bought in for $4. I'm not going to sell these things. Let's just fucking ride it out. Maybe even if I win it, it's only a 90-cent profit. What am I going to sell them at 90 cents? So I'm glad I held on to them because we're at 92 cents now. I've made 12 cents on that bad boy. Okay. So this one, the most I can bet on any one market is $850. So I already have Yang, and what do I have? I have 26 shares at 34 cents. So I'm down a penny on Yang. But this is the one I want to do that. I got to build that model first, though. I'm not going to just sit here. I mean, I could just do it, I guess, because it really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if I build the model. The model just shows me what my profit will be depending on where the market's at and who ends up winning. But ultimately, you're guaranteed a win anyway. So you don't really. So I have. What did I say I had? 26 shares? I wonder how I ended up with 26. Okay. Yes, I have 26 shares of that. So on the no side, I would have to buy at least 26 shares of everything. The most I can put down is $850 on each of these contracts. I'm thinking, let's see, how many contracts? Also, let's take a look. Is this one? Okay, so he said it should have a lot of action. We've got trade. I'm sorted by trade volume, right? And is the market for where's the market for winner of the New York City mayoral campaign? Maybe it's not a good one if it's not showing high up on the trending. It's there's a bunch of contracts, but if it's not trending high or if there's not a high trade volume, it's not very liquid, right? So that means, oh, here it is right here. So it's on. This is sorted by trade volume. So here it is right there. Let's see how that is relative to the rest of the market. Okay, so it's not at the bottom, and it's clearly not at the top. So again, if I go all the way to the top, here's sort by trade volume. What about price? Oops, not new arrivals. You fuck. Hold on a second. Get over there. Not new arrivals. Although that's kind of interesting. 25th Amendment resolution. So, okay, wait a minute. This is a multi-contract market with obviously high liquidity because okay, that's new arrivals though. Hold on. Let's take a look. Track by volume. There's the 25th Amendment. Oh, yeah, right here. So, okay, that's a multi-contract market. It doesn't matter if it happens or not, though. Not sure easily unsure about local New York City politics. However, current mayor seems like a douchebag. Him getting caught violating his own COVID rules is a breaker for me. But yeah, I hear you. But you see, if I buy all of the no side, it doesn't matter. So this 25th Amendment resolution, I'm sorting by trade volume. So it's right at the top. So it's got a high trade volume. And it's a multi-contract market. So I could buy each of these no's. So a lot of them are, let's see, the no's are, a lot of them are in the 90-cent range. So that means, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, let's see. It's hard to count because my thing is scrolling bad because of the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 contracts. A lot of them are close to $1. So I need at least $10 to buy all the no's. But one share of each of these ain't shit. So if I wanted to buy basically 10 shares of each would be $100. And then I have a guaranteed win. So I should deposit 100 and buy all of the no's. Anybody see a problem with my plan? And what we should see is on my my investment should end up positive, right? Because well, no, not my investment. Where's my So you know what's great about this, guys, is when if you get involved with predictit.org, you can tell the ladies that you were playing the markets all day and night. You think Senate will convict Trump after Biden takes office? Well, you see, I'm sticking with this bet right here. Will Trump complete his first term? That's my big loser, down $3. I'm sticking with that motherfucker. I'm sticking with that. That's a nice payout there. 20. So, and this one is looking like a sure thing. This is that other multi-contract market. I'm already involved in this fucking thing. At one point, this was up like 40 cents or so. But that's since I'm already involved in that. If I want to buy everybody in this, I think this is liquid enough. I think there's enough action on this one. And so, how many are there on this? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I miscount? I think there's 8 people. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. This could have happened on the other one. I didn't see that before. More contracts. Fuck, I wonder on the other one we were looking at. Let's go back and check. I didn't see that more contracts button. Come on, get over there. I want to make sure that okay, that didn't happen on this one. Good. I was like, what? All right, so this one at one point, this one's fluctuating a lot. Also, I invested heavily in this one, $14.70. Max payout $20.37. Right now, there's no change. Maybe I should sell all of my shares of this off because maybe, you know what? I'll wait for it to get up like 40 cents because it keeps going up to at least that high. And then I'll sell that shit and use that to buy other markets. Like I should probably do that for this one too. Like I should probably sell this shit off right now. It's up 60 cents. I should sell that off, wait for that to become profitable, sell that off, and use that money to contribute to buying all the contracts over here. You think he'll be recalled but he'll win the election? This place is so backwards, who knows? But I don't see a problem with buying all the contracts in this market. So how many were here, though? That was the thing. There was way more than I realized. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5 more is 13. Okay, so there's 13 contracts here. Oh, but some of them, oops, get over there. Some of them are aren't available. You can't buy them. So these are jerk offs that have no chance in hell, I guess. Like really, Zach Iskol. You think I like your name, the first part of it anyway, but the second part, I don't know about you, pal. So Max Rose with no hair. I don't know. Lori Sutton, when you talk, no one listens. She's the opposite of E.F. Hutton. E.F. Hutton, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. When Lori Sutton talks, people giggle. You can't even bet no on her. So you don't need to buy those, I guess. But so anyway, 13 we said 13 of these, but 2 how many aren't worth a shit? What just happened? Hold on. Curtis Sliwa, isn't that the Guardian Angels guy? Curtis Sliwa. Isn't that who that is? Is Curtis Sliwa the Black Panthers guy or the Guardian Angels guy? He's wearing a beret, so I think he's a Guardian Angels guy. You guys know what the Guardian Angels is about? It's these dudes that volunteer to like walk around and provide like community safety, which is pretty cool. If you're alone somewhere and like I've never seen them in Los Angeles, but if you're like in New York and you're riding the subway late at night and there's like a group of guardian angels riding the subway with you, it's pretty cool. You're like, well, that's good. Probably less of a chance that, I mean, these guys are risking their lives for no reason. Pretty cool. I think, isn't that who Curtis Lewa is? Okay, so there was how many contracts total again, guys? 13, right? But 3 of them I can't do, so I can only do 10. And they're all about $1. And I'm already invested in this one, so I guess but I have, how many shares of this shit do I have again? 26. So I have to buy at least 26 shares of everything. All right. Fuck it. I won't do it right now because I'll tell you what, if my stimulus check is in my mailbox, I'll do it. Then I'll spend $100 on the show. Actually, it's a guaranteed winner. The problem is I'll have to wait until March to cash out. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean, Vern? So even though it's guaranteed. Now the 25th Amendment, okay, so you know what? We could do that one instead. We could do the 25th Amendment one. How many yay votes in House for 25th Amendment resolution? And we could buy all the no's on that one. And that's going to happen soon. That's going to happen like, is what day is it? It's the 12th. For me, it's still the 11th, but it's after midnight now, so it's the 12th. Are they for sure going to vote on it though? Is that a done deal? So Chuck Norris was at the I guess here's the full Instagram of Trump. I mean of Chuck Norris at the Trump thing. No sound. I guess there was a little sound in the beginning, but
We in this bitch! In the Capitol! This is our house! We pay for this shit!
Can't lie. This is fucked up.
Where's those pieces of shit at?
Oh no. That's fucked up. That's really fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, wow. Wow. That's pretty fucked up. I'll tell you the only time I ever met Chuck Norris. I was a little kid. My brother and a friend whom is actually popped into the podcast once in a while named Michael Locke. He was the guitar player in the Night Stalkers Rhythm and Blues Band, which was basically the Night Stalkers Rhythm and Blues Band was 2 guys, my brother and Mike Locke. Anyway, Mike and my brother took me to this like full contact kickboxing event. It was pretty crazy. Lots of insane knockouts with spinning kicks and shit. And Chuck Norris was there. So was Superfly, not Superfly, not Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Bill Wallace, Superfoot, right? Superfoot. I'm having a brain fart, but Bill Wallace was there. Bill Wallace and Chuck Norris and trying to think who else was at that event. I know those two. And I mean, I can't imagine the Chuck Norris jokes that are going to come out of this year. That was one of the first things I thought too, JB. I'm trying to think who else was there. For some reason, I feel like was Benny the Jet at this fucking thing? I can't remember. I just know that Superfoot, right? Bill Wallace. No one's saying anything. I'll have to check myself. Don the Dragon Wilson? Fuck, maybe. This was so many years ago. I was a kid. Um, Bill Superfoot Wallace. So I got that part right. So he was there. Chuck Norris was there, and maybe it was just those two. I can't remember. I know those two for sure. I don't know, but I feel like somebody else that was a big deal was there. Like there was three of them. Like maybe they were judging. I can't remember. Anywho's, I remember Chuck was wearing a brown suede jacket, like suit jacket with the things, the elbow, the patches. I have a suit, believe it or not, that I wear that has that. Like the college professors wear, and so he I wanted, obviously, I was a huge fan as a kid, wanted to meet him, and we were standing near him, and my brother's like trying to get his attention, and we're being like, my brother's not doing anything, we're not saying anything, we're just standing there with like a pen and we're ready. My brother was like, just be ready, and I got my pen and my program or whatever I wanted them to sign, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. He's taking this picture with this smoking hot chick, and he's just oblivious to everything besides this broad. And I think he might have even been with her. I don't remember, but I just know that was obviously his focus. And then when it was clear he was going to maybe like start going, my brother was like, hey Chuck, and I think my brother even tapped him a little bit. It was like, hey Chuck, my little brother, and Chuck didn't even make eye contact. So always was a Chuck Norris fan. I was very disappointed that he kind of rubbed me as I kind of thought he was a dick after that, being a little kid, getting snubbed by him as a kid. I'm like, fuck that guy, but I'm still a fan. And I remember when I worked on the Howard Stern show, one of the things, Howard and Chuck are friends, and Howard gets all kinds of cool gifts. And one of the gifts, and a lot of stuff, junk comes in too. We had a thing called the Glom box on the Howard Stern show. And basically everything that came in from celebrities and fans and everything all came in, and anything that looked like Howard might want it or should look at went to him first, and anything he didn't want or they knew he wouldn't want all went into the Glom box. And the interns were not only allowed but encouraged, like, take as much of this shit as you want. There'd be several copies of the same seat. Like some band would send like a dozen copies of their album, and they would even say, listen to these albums, and if there's a band that's really good, let us know. Maybe we'll interview the band, have them on the show. Maybe we'll use one of their songs as like a, if Howard likes it and gets into it, you never know. Plus, it could be used as a bumper, even if we use this part of the song to go to spots or whatever. So that's actually funny story. One of the CDs that I took out of the Glom box was by a band called Horny Toad. And Howard, I knew, wouldn't be into it, but especially at that time. But I thought this band was the fucking best. And then the last day job I ever had, it was when I lived in Chicago, at a company called Horny Toad Activewear, which when I got there, I said, hey, I noticed you're URL is hornytoad.net. And they're like, yeah, we couldn't get hornytoad.com because there's some band with that beat us to it. I'm like, I know that band. I got their CD from this thing called the Glom Box when I worked on the Stern Show. They're a fucking great band. So at least, you got that. And the owner was like, yeah, whatever. Fuck those guys. Uh, and they changed the name of the company to Toad and Co. anyway. Funny enough, they moved from Chicago to California too, but they moved up to Santa Barbara. So then fast forward, I moved to Santa Monica, and my first gig doing magic was at a bar called 14 Below on 14th Street and Santa Monica Boulevard, and they had live music, and they had the schedule. I used to do magic behind the bar there, and they had a schedule of all the upcoming bands. And the deal I had with the owner was, um, you know, because it was my first gig. I just moved here. I was looking for anything. It was basically like free food and as much free food and booze and drugs as you want, and whatever tips you can make, and whatever private parties that you can book out of here. That's cool if you meet people that'll hire you. And dude, I got one of the best clients who is still a client and a close friend to this day. I got from this place. I made a lot of my closest friends from this place, but I also got good clients and one of my best. And so um he didn't pay me, but it was all tips, food and booze and drugs. And the other thing was I had 100% access to, I got free admission to all of the shows. It didn't matter if Springsteen was coming by. That was part of the pay because I love live music. And so I would make them do that. I'm really paranoid right now because you scared me with saying that Rudy died. A close friend of mine, Jeff Scott, did die from apparently a heart attack. And then every time I'm doing this podcast these days, I get this weird thing in my heart, and I swear I'm gonna have a heart attack on the live stream. So I'm becoming a hypochondriac because of everything going on. It's horrible. So I don't think it's the right Rudy though. Although my Rudy still hasn't replied to me um, on Twitter. But so, all right. So I interrupted myself because my heart did a weird thing and I got scared. Continue talking. So anyway, I saw on the upcoming schedule Horny Toad. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I've been listening to these guys for years, telling everybody about them. Worked for a company that was mad because they got their URL and they're gonna play here. I'm gonna be here for this shit for sure. So I went to see them, and then they were regulars at 14 Below, and we became friends. And what's really funny is my name would be in the LA Weekly or whatever it is that would list the upcoming entertainment at 14 Below. It would say all the band names in the newspaper, but also I was there every Monday. And so it would say all the bands, and then it would say, and Zach the Magician, all night long or something like that. So I was advertised in the paper. And so the guy, the lead singer of Horny Toad, Caviar, he would see the listing of the bands in the paper, and he thought Zach the Magician was the name of a band. He was like, man, that's such a cool name for a band. Zach the Magician. Like, what's the name of your band? Oh, we're called Zach the Magician. And that's what he thought it was. He thought it was a band name because it's all, it's a live music spot. And so then when he met me, he's like, oh shit, you're Zach the Magician. Fuck, you're not a band, you're a guy. And then I told him, how long I had known about him, and how I even told people on the Stern show, "Hey man, you told us to tell you when there's a good band, and this is a good band." It's like, I tried for you guys. You had someone going. You sent your demo, got to the Howard Stern show. Someone listened to it, and someone recommended it, and for whatever reason, Howard didn't do it. And Howard maybe didn't hear it. Maybe Gary listened to it and went, "I'm not going to let Howard hear it." Maybe Gary was like, "No, I'm making the call." That's the way shit works. You got to get through a lot of steps there, right, to get something to Howard. Basically, you got to get past Gary. Um, so, how did we get on Horny Toad the band? We were talking about Chuck Norris. How the fuck did we get on this? How did we go down this rabbit hole, my friends? We were talking about our pal Chuck Norris here. How disappointed how he was a dick to me when I was a kid, and now he stormed the Capitol with his son. He's really fucked up. There's going to be jokes about him for sure. They used to be positive. Now they're going to all go to shit. There's got to be some here already, right? Chuck Norris taking a selfie at the coup attempt with a man who chokeslammed his wife, told his 6-year-old daughter he wanted his wife to commit suicide. Read further down the thread we've quoted to discover this man's many crimes. Oh, so this is not his son. This is just some guy. Took a selfie with him or something. Why did I think it was his son? Let me go back to the top. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I made that up for some reason. I don't know why. I just okay. So I have no problem with canceling somebody who is part of an insurrection against the United States. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine what his Twitter must look like right now? Let's take a look. This is your last chance to meet me in World of Tanks and try yourself in the challenge I've prepared for you in Holiday Ops. Your last chance. You better use it or else. Oh, no. All right, what do you think? I can only imagine the comments. Here we go. So much for your lifelong image of being a cowboy patriot, Chuck. See, that took all of one. At least we still have Schwarzenegger. I agree. Chuck Norris, Insurrection Ranger. Oh boy. Please tell me it's not true, Chuck. It is. Watch out, bitch. Unbelievable. Are any of you old enough to remember when people thought Chuck Norris was a patriot? Can you imagine Chuck Norris ends up in handcuffs over this? This is so fucked. It's pretty fucked. I think Chuck is fucked. I like the Conan sword with the Governor. Fuck yeah, when Eastwood fully lost his damn mind. By the way, that's a real common thing in jiu-jitsu. Iron sharpens iron. It's something that's said in jiu-jitsu a lot. Didn't mean to hit that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I don't think that's Chuck Norris. Someone said that that's not Chuck Norris. That is not Chuck Norris. What the fuck, man? I could tell that wasn't him. Yeah, it looks. Really? Is that true? Oops. Page doesn't exist. Once again, I don't think that's Chuck Norris. Not him. Norris is 80. This is some lookalike who's been grifting off that similarity for years, I'm sure. Holy shit. What? We don't know what to believe anymore. And that's what I'm going to say. How do I... okay, let's see. I don't know what to believe anymore. Oops. Deep fakes will only help the situation. Oops. The situation. I hate this fucking keyboard. Also, you have to see where I'm standing in this situation. I don't know what to believe anymore. Deep fakes will only help this situation, I'm sure. Boom. Retweet that. I'm going to retweet myself. All right. Let's see what else they're saying about Chuck. Toupees look right. What do you guys think, man? Do you think that's Chuck Norris or do you think that's a lookalike? The nose is identical, they're saying. Man, but he might just be a guy that looks a lot like him. Let's see. We should also keep this in mind. No matter how much we hate someone's politics, we need to only condemn those who storm the building. Assembling to hear Trump does not equal insurrection. Only those who invaded the building should be condemned. It's hard to, I don't know, man. Anybody that's supported Trump at all. Look, I hated Trump before he ran for president. Look, I don't care what people believe, but anybody who supported Trump, anybody who voted for Trump, I already was like kind of looked at a little differently. You know what I mean? But I also didn't think it mattered because there's only really one party anyway. Disneyland is trending. Yep, he is a diehard MAGA. I could totally see him attending as well. What's real anymore? Just like those trannies, peens, they turned into puzzles. You tried and said you couldn't even tell the difference, Zach, remember? Okay, crazy rule now. Wait, what? I don't know what that sentence means. What's real anymore? Just like trannies, I guess penises that they turn into pussies that you tried and said you couldn't tell the difference, Zach, remember? Oh, okay. I gotcha. No, I don't recall. I'm not a weirdo, dude. I've never had sex with a post-op tranny. I've only fooled around with a pre-op tranny. I like my trannies to still have to be intact. What I like is a beautiful woman with a circumcised, beautiful cock and balls with no hair. I think it's an abomination to butterfly your cock and fold it inside out and call a wound that will never heal a vagina. Okay, so Disneyland Resort's going to be Orange County's first large COVID vaccine site for residents starting later this week. Disneyland to become massive super vax site. All right, cool. It's a vaccinated world after all. It's a vax world after all. Oh, I'm working on it. The Pirates of the Vaccination. I'm getting my shot on Friday. The Moderna. Cool. A friend of mine just posted that he got it. I've actually seen a few people getting it now. Trump supporter talks about why he stormed the U.S. Capitol because he's retarded. Ivanka's trending. Kevin McCarthy appealed to Kushner. Graham called Ivanka, Kellyanne Conway called an aide at the president's side, all begging him to calm his rioters. President was too entranced by the TV. So everybody was trying, but he was hypnotized. 6 hours of paralysis inside Trump's failure to act after a mob stormed. Ban Ivanka and Melania from attending your inauguration. They have done nothing but cheer, champion, and defend Trump's seditious behavior. They don't deserve to be there. Would only be a distraction. Could also be a sign of some sort of unity. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they're a distraction, or do you think it's a sign that they're big enough people to attend and to try to do something to bring the country back together? Everyone knows if Antifa rushed the Capitol, they would have wore gas masks. They were covering their faces before COVID. Yep. Kellyanne Conway called and said D.C. needed National Guard. Trump needed to speak. Press aides pushed for a statement. McCarthy called Jared to plead after Trump call didn't go well. Graham called Ivanka. Hard to get Trump to tell mob to stop. Crazy. Fucking bonkers. So these two, Ivanka and Donald Jr., aren't banned. Let's see what this dumb whore is saying. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. We must revitalize the sacred binders that bind us to the blah, 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 blah. Dumb cunt. Let's see what Don Jr. has to say. Okay. This is about censorship. Let's see. Oh boy. All right. Everybody just points fingers. This is why you need free speech without any strings. All right. What else we got? I don't know anything about football. Butthead is trending. That's pretty good. Beavis and Butthead. I like that. That's pretty funny. All right, what else we got? Pelosi loves Trump. That's probably true. Everybody shouldn't impeach me back. I don't know why this is trending. Why Pelosi loves Trump? Why is this trending? Anybody? Don't know why it's trending. Don't get it. I bet we'll figure it out. how these things normally work, right? We eventually see something that figures it out. This fucking douchebag, Jacob Chansley, this fucking loser, Jake Angeli, Arizona man makes first court appearance in for charges related to storming the Capitol. His mom says he hasn't eaten since Friday because the detention facility won't feed him all organic food. I'm surprised they're not caving to it. If he was locked up in California, they would have. The hunger strike may continue, sources say, if his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches don't have the crust removed. Jacob Chansley, the big boy who stormed the Capitol in his favorite helmet and jammies to do insurrection, has been detention since Friday. That's great. Doc Hollywood follows me. Cool. All right, let's see what regular trending is. Actually, let's look at elections first. Articles of impeachment. How Congress could ban Trump from ever holding federal office. Approved emergency declaration for Washington ahead of Biden's inauguration. What to expect. Some corporations are halting political contributions after lawmakers object to certification of election results. Pinterest is limiting hashtags related to pro-Trump topics. Police arrest Florida man, yay, who was allegedly carrying Nancy Pelosi's lectern in the Capitol. Flight attendants union urges airlines to ban DC riot participants. I want to see the Florida man. What part of Florida do you think he's from? Adam Johnson. That's a nice beige name. He was the one holding the lectern. Pinellas County. That's like Tampa. That's hilarious. Fucking douchebag. Florida man strikes. I wonder how many Florida jokes. Let's see how many Florida man jokes there are. I do a whole thing about being from Florida in my act. Let's take a look. Let's see what the comments on this comment should be good. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Did they incite these people for inciting violence too? There needs to be unrest in the streets. Protesters should not let up. If you see anybody from the cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and create a crowd. You push back at them. You tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. I just don't know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. I mean, look, this is the thing. So many people won't call out their own. This is why nobody likes me, because I call out both sides for their insanity. I can't believe these idiots thought they would get away with this. I mean, come on, everything is recorded now. I mean, wait until they find, they charge the people who murdered that cop. And, you know, whoever hit that cop with the fire extinguisher, that's the one I want to see arrested. I want him to be charged with murder of the first degree because it was premeditated to do this whole fucking thing. Let's see what regular trending is, shall we? Minecraft, sports, gaming, K-pop, Bachelor, Chuck Norris, NCAA, Barbie, Don Lemon, Don Lemon says Trump's the biggest snowflake of them all after Trump aide Hogan Gidley told Fox News that the president is the most masculine person, I think, to ever hold the White House. More Minecraft, Ohio State, Sapnap, Justin Fields. This is the one with COVID. All right, let's see what's going on. This is the news. Powell's trending. Parlor's offline. People couldn't afford a car in 2020. Luckily, mine was. That's one good thing. I paid off my car like 9 months early, and I've barely driven it for, since March. I've hardly driven it at all. So it's a good thing. I'm not putting miles on it. Women accounted for 100% of jobs lost in December. Huh? How will the self-employed get vaccinated? Oh, great. There's no clear answer. That's me. I have health insurance for a little while anyway. I haven't paid it for a few months, but there's a grace period. The New York State Bar Association is going to looks to remove Giuliani as a member. That's interesting. That should be up on Predicted as something we could bet on. JFK was bringing Hollywood actresses in the back door of the White House. Yeah. Belichick doesn't want the Presidential Medal of Freedom. All right. I think that does it for Twatter. As we always do, we check. It's too late for seamless transfer of power, according to experts. Key elements. I think we're all expecting shit to not go well on the 20th. Shut up, Google. I'm not talking to you, you dumb cunt. Experts say it's too late for a seamless transfer of power from Trump to Biden. Crystal Hill. Hello, Crystal. I like your name. It's spelled properly with a C. Nothing about this has been normal by the book. Congress certified Biden won. Think we may be past the point of a seamless transition. Got off track when General Service Administrator, an agency that facilitates the turning over of one admin to the next, dragged its feet in ascertaining Biden's win. Did not permit Biden's team to formally begin the transition until November 23rd, nearly 3 weeks after he won the election. Amid the delay, more than 100 former national security officials sent a November 12th letter to the GSA expressing concerns that any hiccups in the transition process could pose a serious risk to national security. The letter cited the 9/11 Commission's determination that the delay in certifying a winner after the 2000 election hampered the incoming Bush. So, when there was a delay in the past, we already had a problem. This is way more fucked up than that. There's bigger issues here. That's what I just said. It's way more fucked up than that. Number one, a lot of leadership positions in a lot of departments and agencies have been vacant for a long time. Strauss, who's now managing director at the risk consulting firm Kroll, told Yahoo News. Number two, clearly a delay getting security clearances and other items started. And it's not supposed to happen. Nuts and bolts transitioning, old agency staff to new ones. Maybe I should go there and get a job. I need a job now since everything's been taken away from me. Ross Baker, what do you got to say? It's going to go from agency to agency. What else do you got for me? It's going to be all fucked up. We know that. Normally, people put aside divisions, work together. This time they didn't do that, so... Anyway, Weiner noted Nikki Haley's Senate confirmation hearing for ambassador of the UN began on the 18th of 2017, 2 days before Trump took the oath of office. So it's like they're saying that they helped Trump out with his shit. Senate's got to organize itself, blah, blah, blah. Requirement of impeachment, blah, blah, blah. Trump for his part, blah, blah, blah. Everybody can blow me, blah, blah, blah. Hey, check this out from James Lindsay. I forgot to share this. I had this set aside. Critical race theory is an even crazier conspiracy than QAnon, which was a really crazy one. First assumption of CRT as an ordinary state of affairs in society is racism, that it's a defining characteristic of everything, even though nobody knows it until critical race theorist points it out. Second assumption of critical race theory is that benefiting from this invisible racism is so seductive that the people who benefit from it without even knowing it have no interest in fighting it, even though they think they are fighting it. On this second assumption, by thinking you're against racism, you actually become even more racist, according to critical race theory. These are white liberals who are targeted in volumes of literature for how they're even worse racists than anyone else without even knowing it. Also, on this second assumption, every act against racism maintains it, strengthens it, and hides it better while benefiting the person fighting it, all without them even knowing it. Critical race theory also forwards an idea called the racial contract. A landmark CRT book from the 90s outlines this idea. Apparently, all white and white adjacent people have a social contract nobody ever mentions or knows about to keep black people down, really. In critical race theory, everybody but the critical race theorists are the conspirators without even knowing it or even talking about it. Everybody but them without knowing it. That's how crazy a conspiracy critical race theory is. So if you want to ban accounts for promoting absolutely batshit insane conspiracy theories that promote and incite violence, property damage, and that foment revolution against the United States, maybe a bit more consistency is needed. Critical race theorists need to go. Unlike QAnon, of course, critical race theory is currently being taught in all of our schools, all of our universities, most of our corporations, in our government, and just about everywhere else. Something to think about. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because it really is a huge concern of mine. And right now, I feel like we're losing that battle. So if you believe in critical race theory and white privilege and systemic racism, you don't understand that BLM is one faction of this cult, this religion, this mind virus, please take a moment to just consider the possibility. That's all I can do. Trying to do my part. My eye is bothering me. I'm thinking about switching to contact lenses. Anybody switch to contact lenses and been happy about it? Look up Lauren boop beep boop Burt. She's getting ragged on. Yeah, we've talked about her before because I've made those sound effects before. All right, should I look her up on Twitter? On Twitter? I'll do that for you. I take requests. I'm like a social media DJ. Still haven't heard from Rudy though, which is frightening. Who am I looking up? Oh, B Bert Brobert. What the fuck is this whore's name? Lauren. Okay. Lauren. Fuck. I keep making fun of her name so much that I really can't spell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep making jokes like that. Oh, this is that hot one with the gun. I did a whole video about this whore. Look, I got a short-term memory. If you see, you guys were probably here when I made that video. It's on my website. I mean, on my YouTube. I don't have inferior eyesight, so no, Zach can't help. That's all right. Jordan, you want to send me $100 so I can take the no side of every how many yay votes in House for 25th Amendment resolution by January 13th? Ah, God damn it. The site just went down for site maintenance. reopens for trading at 5 a.m. Eastern time. I got to wait till 2 o'clock. Fuck. The market's closed. Now you're supposed to all ask me, so, Mr. Waldman, how'd the markets treat you today? And I'm supposed to light up my pipe. Tough day at the markets, boys. Tough day at the markets. But it's the long term, you know? It's all about the long term, kiddos. Oh, but I took a beating, down $3.26 in the markets in one of my contracts. I was up on a couple, but down overall with my portfolio. Overall down $2.11. But don't worry, guys, I'll recover. I'll recover. Capitol Police only had about 500 officers out of 2,300 on duty on Wednesday. Oh, I saw the, that's funny you mentioned Michael Moore. I watched that video too. You aren't automatically trading stocks from young age due to your Jewishness. It's so funny you mentioned that. So my dad was a stockbroker, financial planner, sold insurance, the whole fucking deal, right? And he wanted one of his fucking 6 kids to take over his business. He worked until he was 80. And motherfucker never taught me a goddamn thing about it. And he kept on, like, he would say, oh, why don't you go into my business? I don't want to go into your business. But he never had like a reasonable discussion with me about it. He never said, you know, this is sort of like gambling. And it's about talking to people, getting them to buy investments that over the long term will make them more money. That'll keep up with the cost of inflation, and all you do all day is bullshit with people and schmooze them and sell them on, letting you manage their portfolios. And if you want to fucking be a goddamn magician, you could still be a magician, you faggot. It just do this too, So anyway, no, I had zero interest in going into the business. He ended up getting a partner, and eventually, she took over the whole business when he retired at 80. And so I get involved with this predictit.org thing, right? As you've watched me do it. I've literally done it before your eyes. And so, as my eye bothers me, and I was talking to my sister, I said, you know what's really funny is how much I love this shit. And if our father, who really wanted one of us to go into this business, had really talked to me about what was involved and what a day at work was like and how much money I could make and how much freedom there really is in the job, that you're kind of really just working for yourself. You don't really have a boss in the traditional sense. I probably would have done it. I think I could have followed my dreams and done it. Your mom bought Coca-Cola stock in the 70s, hung on until she died in 2010. Wow. There was a career day at my school, and my dad came in to speak, and everybody was given an assignment that we were all supposed to choose a stock the night before my dad was going to come in to speak, so that the next day when my dad came in, he would look up the stocks we chose, and he would tell us if it went up or down. So my dad picks a stock for me. He's my fucking dad. He's the stockbroker. I'm like, what are we going with here? and he picks a couple of stocks for me, and go to, then it's the school day. This is elementary school, by the way. And my dad comes in to talk about the stock market. And every kid in the class, every one of them, their stock went up. They all made money on their imaginary investment, except for me. I lost money. I was the only kid in the class whose stocks went down. It's like, I can still remember my dad laughing. It's like, all right, Zach, my son, I did help him out with this one a little bit. Let's see how we did, Zach. Oh, and he starts laughing. Oh, we lost. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Probably why I didn't want to go into the business. Anyway, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna invest $100, and since it's a guaranteed win. I understand how it works now. So I might only end up winning, $5 or $10, but it's guaranteed. And if I keep doing that and grinding it up, and then making some other moves, they said this is how other people got started. I'm going for it, faggots. I don't care what you think. I don't know why I'm angry at my viewers. I don't know why I'm yelling at you guys. Like, Jesus, Zach. What did we do? We're here supporting you and watching you. I know. I'm just being funny, just being silly. A lot of thumbs up today. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet and you happen to come in late, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell. Choose all. You'll know when I upload a new video and when I go live. Live. Sunday comes before Monday. Oh yeah. That would be like white trash ASMR. You know what ASMR is? When people listen to recordings of like crinkling paper and shit, or people whispering. It's called ASMR. I forget what it stands for. I think it stands for fucking weirdos. But anyway, so white trash, redneck ASMR. Sunday. That's all I got. Sunday. The devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal. Johnny, rosin up your bow. Sunday. I should do that. White trash ASMR. Cracking myself up if nobody else. Well, I feel like it's probably time to wrap shit up. The markets have closed. I think I got enough content out of tonight that I think I should upload that by itself, the redneck ASMR. And I'm going to eat. Who killed himself? Haven't worked in 10 years and I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, look at this real quick. From Bernie. Let's be clear. If Trump is too dangerous to send out a tweet or a Facebook post, he's too dangerous to be a commander-in-chief. Donald Trump must be removed from office immediately and held accountable for his horrific acts of sedition, violence, and chaos. I agree. I got money on this shit. Get him out. Get him the fuck out. I want to win my bets. Yes. As usual, Bernie says all the right things, but when he had the chance, he ended up being a fucking sellout to the Democratic National Committee, and he's a company man. Again, all performative. He says the right things, but his actions, he does nothing. Totally ineffective. We'll see if things are different now. But oh, by the way, I did see that Michael Moore video. Funny that you saw that too. I like Michael Moore. I've met him several times. I have pictures with him. I have books signed by him. And see, this is why I don't like anybody, because I listen to everybody. You could quote me on that. Someone create that. Like, is that a good angle? I listen, and then just I'm gonna write right here. I listen to everybody. That's why I don't like anybody. And then I'll have a picture of like Michael Moore and Ben Shapiro right here. What do you think? Ben, I think I got to make that meme. I'm posing to take a still frame. I might want to weigh them. All right. Einstein suggested that a new way of thinking about light might help science describe the world more consistently. How understanding light's led to 100 years of bright ideas. Where's Lizzie when you need her? She would have loved that pun. Only Rogan gets a pass for riding the fence. A lot of people do, because, if you're going to interview, it's different. If you're interviewing people, then, ooh, this looks cool as fuck. If you're interviewing people, you're not there to necessarily have an argument with them. You're hosting them like a guest in your home. So you can come into my home and you don't have to agree with anything I say. The only limit I have is I can't deal with the woke shit. We can still be friends, but if you start bringing wokeness into my place, it's going to be a problem. This is beautiful. I miss Vegas a lot. I miss live music a lot. Definitely miss getting laid a lot. Anybody remember Pussy? Oh, here's one right here. I am Mosho, the cat rapper. That rapper's the cat's a rapper. Okay, how you gonna not retweet a cat rapper? All right, I gotta go, guys. I'm hungry. It's been a fun night, though, right? I think we had a good night together. Got a lot of thumbs up. So, it's all good. 70,000 QAnon accounts booted off Twitter. Oh, I wonder how many BLM accounts they'll get rid of. Look, I'm all for. Look, you know how I feel. I've made it clear. I'm a free speech absolutist. Should only be punished if what you do directly results in a problem. That's what the Constitution says. The Constitution does not take away your ability to speak. I mean, it says you could say whatever you want, but you could be held responsible for the results. So absolutely hold Trump responsible for the results of his words, but don't take away his right to say the words. Let him say some more words that just land him in prison longer. Yeah, there's two. Yeah, make sure you watch both Amazing Jonathan docs. They're pretty spectacular, and they're spectacular for completely different reasons. You'll see. I'm out of water. I'm hungry, but I love you all very much, and thank you again for watching. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And if you want to support me big time, go to zachwaldman.com/fans. And if you go there, you could become a member of the fan club, which would be really cool. I'll give you your own zinger stinger like Jordan has. Here, I'll play his right now because I got to say, obviously, goodbye to Jordan. Jordan's right there. You can get something cool like this. It's custom made. It's custom designed. So, like, here's Rudy Latta's, and I'm playing this in hopes that he's okay and his family's okay. So if you become a member of the fan club, you get one of those custom for you. And then also you get access, you get your name in the bottom there where it says thank you supporters. And also you get access to learn some easy to do magic tricks and bar bets. You could win more in free drinks than the cost of the membership. Okay. And I'm always adding content. There's some uncensored content that's only put there, so that's pretty cool. And if you don't join, there's all kinds of free things you could do on that page as well. So that's zachwaldman.com/fans. And like an example of a free thing you can do, you could go to zachwaldman.com/Amazon. Now, that link is on the fan page as well, but just as an example, if you were to go to zachwaldman.com/Amazon, it'd take you to Amazon like it always does. Except when you buy something, I get a commission. And so that would be really cool if you did that. Some of you are doing it, but not enough for me to reach the minimum payout from Amazon. Look, I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. I'm talking about taking that job, selling that software. I'm doing the stupid YouTube channel. I got the fan club going. I got the affiliate links going. I'm playing the markets. I'm investing in Bitcoin. I'm ready to start giving out hand jobs for a nickel. You understand what I'm saying, people? So Uber Eats, yeah, Uber eat my dick. I got my own way of doing things, Dub style. This is part of the pitch for people to join my fan club. Why do you keep stepping on my fucking hustle, bro? Do you tell homeless guys to like what they should do too? Like, don't they gotta hustle, man? And I'm a digital panhandler. When will that sink into your head? You're essentially harassing a dude on the street with a fucking can full of pencils. You've tried, but it won't let you use your Amazon Prime? That doesn't make any sense. If you click on that link, it should just take you straight to regular old Amazon. And I bet you did, Dubstyle. I bet you did make a homeless guy do the Macarena for $1. But if it was the right kind of homeless guy, it could be entertaining. It depends on the kind of homeless guy. Some homeless guys deserve to get goofed on. Some of them are mental. Some of them just are fucking bums. I don't understand why I won't let you use your Prime. That doesn't make sense to me. I could tell you this. If there's a specific item that you know you're going to buy, I can give you a link to that item specifically. Like, let's say you were going to buy me like a TV and a computer and the TV mount and like a rub and tug off my wish list from Amazon. And you were like, I don't get it, but I won't let you use my Prime. I can go like, okay, well, let me create a direct link to that for you. And it should work. So. He did it and said, give me my dollar, you bastard. Well, good for him. Hey, man, I make you guys chuckle. There's people who get paid to have their comics printed in newspapers. Nobody reads newspapers, and those comic strips are rarely as funny as I am during the marathon broadcast that I do. And so people pay more for a newspaper than my stupid fan club. Stop fucking being a bunch of cheap cunts. Just join the fucking fan club, pussies. ZachWaldman.com/fans. You don't see that on the infomercials, do you? Imagine that if they were like, hello, I've got the super squeegee mop here. And the super squeegee mop is, you know what? It's a fucking good mop, mate. If you don't buy the mop, I'm going to come to your home personally and fucking shove this fucking mop handle right up your ass. Fuck, I might start with the mop end. That's right. I might gape your butthole until I can fit the mop inside of the mop up your bum. So just borrow the fucking mop, you fucks. You yank motherfucker. Jesus Christ, this pitch man, he's very direct. This is the most direct pitch I've ever heard. Hey, listen, I don't care if you don't laugh, man. I'm amusing myself. I'm cracking myself up. I am hungry, though. And I fucked up because I was supposed to make crockpot barbecue ribs today when I woke up. I went to bed early last night. I went to bed at like 1:30 with the intention of waking up at 10. I know, what am I, a farmer? But anyway, I fucking slept till 1:30 in the goddamn afternoon. Had weird dreams and shit. I did sleep great. Only got up once to go to the bathroom, and usually it's like 50 times. And so I woke up late, man. I was pissed. I didn't go for a bike ride. And and I didn't go to the grocery store, and I didn't make crockpot barbecue ribs. So I don't know what the fuck I'm going to eat tonight. Probably a tuna sandwich on English muffins. 2 English muffins, and I'm so hungry. I almost want 2 cans of tuna. I'm not going to have 2 cans of tuna. I'm going to have 1 can of tuna and a couple of English muffins. And I was accused recently of not eating enough vegetables, and this person was probably correct. I usually am very good about eating my vegetables for the high fiber, but I've been bad lately. I need to get the vegetables back in there. Nice low glycemic index. Maybe have some yogurt tonight. Maybe a soup. Soup, tuna sandwich, yogurt. Maybe watch a movie. There it is, man. Well, thanks again for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I really do. And it's fucking amazing times. So, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow night. Pardon me. I will see you tomorrow night. And we'll have a good time. We'll do it all again. We'll see what's new. I'll show you where my predicted.org investments are standing. That'll be fun for you guys. You can watch me play the markets. Like I said, maybe that'll be my niche. As always, I love you all more than chocolate cake. Little Reverend Carl, of course.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having a party, people. And a party, people. Well. Put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends. Bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The balls is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do. Yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, having a party, having a party, people, having a party, people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, having a party, people, the party people. Well, the monster man is feeling smooth, while in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove, till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sunlight comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people, party people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people, and a party people, having plenty of fun. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungleberry is scabbing tabs. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. I let him away with it. I let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. And a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. Well. Reggie Love is dressed in plain. He'd like to bop the night away, cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County. Girly girl by the telephone. She's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love, share her